I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
All right. This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. The post-fight for Tank Davis against Gamboa. Mr. BDA was supposed to host, but he's still kind of sick, so he won't be joining us today. But he'll be back pretty soon. Don't worry about that shit. All right. We have Stu on the line already. Stu, what's up? How are you? Everything working?
You sound like shit, Butcher.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, hold on.
Fucking echoing and all sorts of fucking distorted.
All right.
You sound like my car stereo when I blew the speaker on it.
How's that? Better?
No, a little bit lower.
Testing.
That's better, yeah. At least I can fucking hear what you're saying now.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is there echo now?
No, the echo's not. It's a bit distorted a little bit, but I can hear what you're saying.
Is it better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I think this shit's too high because I bought this thing for the sound. All right.
Actually, there is an echo. Sorry.
God. How?
You sound like shit. You sound like shit.
Fucking Christ. Hold on. Oh, this is great. Well,
that's great. That's just fucking great, man.
All right, hold on. Where's the mixer? God damn it. Testing. Do I still sound like shit? Hey guys, do I sound like shit? They're gonna be, yeah, you sound like shit. Now be in the chat. People say all good. Must be fucking Discord. This is garbage. That's garbage. People in the chat, I think they say that I sound okay. All right, Saint Brit says you sound good. Must be Discord.
You sounding okay now. It must be the signal thing. You clear it
up. Yeah, must be the signal. Now the echo thing, I thought I fixed that thing.
No, you haven't got an echo at the moment.
Now I have an echo, right?
Yeah, now you have one.
Fucking Christ! But I have to set this to line in, or else you won't be able to hear the phone calls. All right. Anyways,
you'll just have to shut up when the phone calls are on. Let me.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll take. Okay, Stu, you'll take the phone calls. All right. I'll just introduce the callers, and then you take over. All right? Does that work? I guess that works.
Yeah. Yeah, you just take over for 2 minutes then. I'm just got to reply to this message and I'm.
All right, go ahead. In the meantime, let's see who's in the chat. Nesmatic, the Fight Scout, the Quacks, L Dog. Wait, I think this is too loud. All right. Thanks absolutely Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky from South Park. The piece of shit. Celtic 67, what's up? Alan Domirecki is in the chat, same Brit. Celtic 67. El Guru. By the way, I sound too loud or too low? Man, this is very professional. Well, this is how we work here at the BDA Boxing. All right. The Quack says, I'd take Campbell over Tank. Whoa. SSB28 says Tank. Tank stank last night. We're going to be talking about that. Of course, people, the question is, were you impressed with Tank Davis's performance? This is something we talked about yesterday. What was going to be an impressive performance and what would be considered a disappointing performance? Tank Davis did stop Gamboa, obviously, but in the 12th round, was that a little bit too late? Did this drag too long? Was Tank Davis getting tired? These are the type of questions we're going to be asking. And hopefully you guys can join us in the chat. I see people already engaging in this topic. But people, call in. The number's on your screen. Don't be shy. Give us your take on Gervonta Davis's performance and what you think his future will be in the lightweight division. Hey guys, did Tank Davis say something about he could still make 130? Like, is that still an option? Is that a plan B to escape if things get to what did they say in Vietnam? There, things are getting hairy. I don't even think he can make 130 anymore, man. SSB28 says Tank needs to get away from Broner ASAP. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the guy's a bad influence for sure. And Guru says Tank couldn't KO a one-legged Gamboa. What was that all about, man? Who already had a Zimmer frame before the fight. A Zimmer frame before the fight. I don't know what the hell was wrong with Gamboa. I think Gamboa wanted to quit, to be honest. He kept saying, I can't continue. Nothing like try to fix this or something. No, he was like, I can't continue. Like he wanted the fight to be stopped. Something about his shoe or something. It was weird. And Gamboa, man, let's be honest, his defense is horrible. And that's what we talked about. What defense? And like Paul Emalanaji was saying, I mean, this guy's still fighting as if he was a young boxer, where his reflexes could bail him out. Sometimes he could, when he was younger, he maybe could get away with fighting with his hands low. But at 38, I mean, what the hell was he thinking? He's just horrible. He's a bad boxer, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Cuban style of boxing, all this bullshit. This guy isn't technical at all, man. I mean, he's really not technical at all. I start thinking about it. It's true. This guy sucks. Yeah, he might have been explosive at some point.
Hey, mate, the Cuban fucking school of boxing is about as useful as getting a degree at Berkeley. I mean, it's pointless. The fucking Cuban school of boxing wants to stink the joint out with 5 punches around and then claps in a heap when any sort of pressure comes your way. Is that the Cuban school of boxing? Get out.
No, what was Gamboa? I mean, this guy, what I was talking about is Gamboa, he sucks. I mean, people are going to go at me like, what do you mean? I mean, he's not a bomb. At this stage of his career, he is. He doesn't provide anything. He doesn't bring anything to the table. Nothing. Explosiveness gone. Defense. Never had defense. Now his defense is even worse. He's older with no defense, no explosiveness. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? This guy shouldn't have been in the ring with Tank Davis. And the only reason why this dragged is because Tank Davis is, I mean, I guess he didn't take him seriously. He didn't train properly, so I think Tank Davis needed to get this guy out before 5 rounds. After that, man, Tank Davis started getting tired. I don't think he trained properly for this fight. Maybe he focused too much on making weight, on losing weight, and it affected his stamina. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't impressed. That's my opinion. I wasn't impressed with Tank Davis. I know the crowd was going crazy and shit, but maybe they didn't really know who Gamboa was and what was supposed to be the logical conclusion of this fight. The logical conclusion being that Gamboa needed to get the fuck out of there before 5-6 rounds. I don't think people understood. I don't think they knew who Gamboa was. They thought he was maybe like some top contender or something, which he was according to the WBC. But I mean, I'm talking in how would real terms. In reality, Gamboa is shot, and he should have gotten knocked out in 5-6 rounds. El Guru says Taylor kills Tank. Well, that fight's not happening, man. Listen, Tank Davis was talking about going back down to 130 or something. Like he was talking as if that option is still available. Why would it be available? Why would you want to go back down? Well, things get too difficult at 135. You can always bail out. We have a phone call. Stu, are you there? Fuck, I can't take a phone call until Stu comes back. So phone calls are gonna have to wait just a little bit until Stu gets back. Can't believe there's still echo here. I know you guys can hear it.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
I'm gonna take the
Who's
phone
on the
call.
line? Who's on the
I
line?
have no idea. I'm gonna take it right now. So 904, you're on the air. 904.
What's up? How's it going?
904. State your name, cuz.
Can you hear me? Oh yeah, my name is Jay. Nice to meet you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think it was a good fight. You know, I think Tank did what he was supposed to do. As far as like unimpressed, I don't think he unimpressed me. I think he did impress me, but at the same time, I knew what Tank was capable of in the first place. With Gamboa, I know a lot of people like doubting his skill. I've always thought Gamboa had good skills, and yeah, I know a lot of people was like jumped off the bandwagon as soon as he lost to Crawford. But real deal, his biggest flaw is that he leaves himself way too open, and then he has really good skills, has really good speed, has good footwork and everything. But the fact of the matter is, because he leaves himself open, he's kind of like an Amir Khan, where he just decides that he wants to just keep throwing without putting like his hair in the world on am I going to get countered, and that's like his biggest problem. I think with this fight he just got hurt early and just decided not to throw, and that was his biggest problem. He just felt Tank's power early, and then after that it was just a done deal. So I mean, I don't think Tank got exposed or anything, but at the same time I don't think Gamboa really got exposed. It's just that he's always been that fighter who just never throw much caution to his combination.
Still
there?
Yeah,
I'm still here.
Well, I mean, take the call. Take the call.
Tank Davis situation. I keep saying I don't like to repeat myself, but when you're on the fucking podcast for 20 hours a week, you're going to repeat yourself now and again. That's just the way it happens. Just the way it works. I mean, I can't keep bringing out fresh words for you guys, but fresh fucking statements. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not rocket science. You keep fighting bums. I'm not saying Gamboa, but a 38-year-old Gamboa's a bum. Look at him. He couldn't get out of the way of punches like I predicted. Just brought nothing to the table. You know, it's an old man in there. I mean, what is it with these Americans? They live beating up old Cubans, don't they? Well, they're going back to the 60s when Castro and Kennedy were at. Fuck me. Operation Mongoose. They're bringing that back at the fucking Al Heyman camp or something. So, I mean, what? It's disgraceful that they keep bringing these fucking old Cubans out the graves, and then you know, he brought nothing to the table. I want to see Tank in there with a young lion, and I'll tell you what, he's going to turn up one day. He's going to fight. He's going to get in there with one of these young lions. He's going to turn up. He's not going to be ready. because that second, third gear that he's fighting in at the moment is not going to be enough. And when he goes to the gearbox and tries up the gears, the fucking gearbox is because he's been stuck in that gear for so long, and that's the problem. And before you know it, you're on the end of the ass whooping when it's you're used to giving them out sort of thing, and then before you know it, you're taking them. And this is the thing with Tyson Fury. He needs to obviously stop fighting these chumps as well, because before you know it, he's going to be in the same situation where he's dragged down to their level. It's like anything. You could be Lionel Messi. Stick Lionel Messi in the Stoke City football team. He's going to end up... He's going to be better than everyone else in that team, but he's going to end up getting dragged down to that level. You're not going to get the Lionel Messi that we know. Because when you're surrounded by shit, you become shit, if you get what I'm saying. It's like I hate using the football analogy, but it's the best way of putting it. It's like if you're an average footballer like Gary Neville, but you've got 10 world-class footballers around you, and you start winning everything, you become solid in the end. You actually up your game because you're competing against the best week in, week out, day in, day out of training. So you up your game, and you become at a level where you can hold your own. But if you're constantly playing with people that are not your level, then before you know it, you're playing at that. And I think that's Tank's problem, mate. Floyd Mayweather's been close to disgraceful when it comes to promoting any fight, to be honest. I mean, Badou Jack seems to be the only one who's getting the fights, but that's because he likes to throw fights away, you know. Badou Jack, you're guaranteed at least a draw when you're fighting Badou Jack, ain't you? Let
the caller say something.
So what's the?
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, the caller's there. I forgot about the caller. Sorry.
So what's the deal with
Go ahead, caller.
Like old, like Americans just beating up on the old people? Like I'm pretty sure, as far as Americans go, they make up most of the title holders, and Tank was just moving up. Even though I know you could say Gamboa was moving
Listen,
up as well,
let's talk about title holders, shall we? Let's just have a look at who your title holders won their belts off. You know, let's talk about all these vacant belts, all these, like Devin Haney, the belt was fucking handed to him through the post. The postman gave him that belt. Deontay Wilder had to fight the winner out of Stavern and Areola. How about that for a Christmas gift?
Yeah.
I mean, what else have we got? Let's talk about all the other American fighters that have just been handed mandatory positions when they've gone up a division, proved nothing in that division, straight to the top mandatory, getting belts handed left, right, and centre, even designing belts for your fights to keep. I mean, like what's the fucking one the WBC have brought out now? I mean, it's that stupid. I've even forgot the name. What was it? The franchise champion. I mean, there you go. That's an American creation if I've ever seen one. I mean, let's keep it real. If you want to talk about belts, let's just dig deep into this and see where you got your belts from. Because I don't. That arrogance is why I get mad with the boxing community. We've got this. We've got everything's given to you on a plate. It's like, why don't you come to Europe and do it the hard way? None of them want to do that. I mean, even the Mexicans. That's why I respect the Mexicans. They come the tough way. They're shoved in there the deep end. Look at Marquez losing his first fight, and people are shoved in the deep end of 15, 16-year-old against grown men, warriors. You guys, 30-odd fights, still fighting bums. And they just handed these fucking belts. You might as well have a Louis Vuitton belt, because them belts are about as worthless as a Louis Vuitton belt.
The caller.
Fucking call him. He's only going to chat shit.
No, it's not. What do you mean? I'm trying to talk. It's just that he wasn't. I couldn't talk. But as far as what you're saying,
I'm sorry for being disrespectful, caller. Because I just get angry when I hear stuff like that. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, because you're quite a nice guy.
I mean,
I just can't accept that. I get it all the time. Euro bums, UK bums. You know, look at all the champions we've got. But look how boxing is. It's basically designed for the American fighter. Everything's put on a plate for him, like the UFC. What happened when the UFC? They let the wrestlers take over by letting them maul you on the ground, just lay on you for fucking 3 minutes around. And that was to suit the wrestling style for the Americans, because they were getting their ass whooped. And it's just with the boxing as well. So, you know, if we're gonna have a fair field here, then yeah, you can say them sort of things, but there's not a fair field, is there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, like, when it comes to that, I mean, boxing is just full of politics. I mean, I can't really, you know, like, as much as I want to change it, I can't really. You know, I guess the only way you can really change it is you just stop supporting most of these people, like, put money in their pockets. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to, like, stuff like that, like, it's always going to be politics, like, related to boxing. And Tank is no different. He has played the politics side of the game too. I want him to fight Lomachenko, but I don't know if we're gonna see that fight anytime soon. So.
Go ahead, caller. I've been told to let you speak, so you've got the floor. Go ahead. We're not going to have a dialogue here because Joe Lopez told us so. That whiny little bitch in the chat just timed his ass out. He's got 300 seconds to go and think about his whining.
All right.
You didn't hear me? I thought I had went on.
Yeah, you couldn't hear him still?
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah,
I heard him.
Okay. Okay, so
I had said something like a second ago, and I thought you had heard me.
he heard you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying the floor's
Yeah,
his. Don't, you know, I don't want to get involved because I'm upsetting Joe Lopez. Joe
All right,
Lopez
forget
is
about Joe
upset
Lopez.
because
All right.
I'm trying to have dialogue with the caller here. So I'm going to let the caller have the floor so Joe can come out of his tantrum, innit, and put his tissues away for a minute.
Okay, so I don't think anybody's saying that Tank Davis was exposed, but we're just criticizing. I'm criticizing Gamboa.
Who's Gamboa exposing?
Yeah,
who's Gamboa
exactly. No,
exposing?
no.
Really, come on, man.
No, I'm just saying I wasn't impressed with Gamboa. This Gamboa, I think, was too old, and I don't think this fight showed me anything. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Like,
I mean, there's talk about Tank going up again because he's really struggling at 135 to fight Teofimo Lopez. I've been one of Teofimo's biggest critics, shall I say? But I'll tell you what, if that fight happens, I'm picking Teofimo Lopez. I think Tank's going backwards. The Tank Davis that I knew that I was really tipping to do great things, the young guy that come over and beat Liam Walsh to a pulp. That young Tank Davis looked terrific, but this guy who's hanging around with Adrian Broner and Errol Spence and everyone else just doesn't look like his heart's in the game. He's going to get found out very quickly, like Broner did. He's going to get put in there with a Marcus Madonna sort of fighter, and his fucking ass is going to fall out.
what do you think, caller?
You said a Marcus. I don't think there's. I think the only fighter that can beat Tank, it's either Lomachenko or Miguel Berchelt. Those are the only two fighters. I don't think, if anything, I don't think anybody's going to really beat him unless he moves up to 140 and fights like Jose Ramirez or something. But I guess you can say that he's going to lose. But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to just lose anytime soon, if you know what I mean. But Tank definitely has the skill. He definitely has the power. I feel like he's most skilled in most of the competition. And I don't think he's just going to be losing to anybody anytime soon, unless it's like Lomachenko or Berchelt.
Yeah. Like I said, Tank Davis is a guy that's got the talent there. If he can get his head right, then he's going to be a serious threat to anyone. But we're talking about a kid there who's walking around. I mean, I'm seeing it again. Shades of Adrian Broner. The arrogance is there. The guy thinks he's achieved something because he's been given belts on a platter. I mean, let's be real. Adrian Broner was given his on a platter. 3-weight division world, 4-weight division world champion. Have a word with yourself. That guy wasn't even a dominant champion in any of them divisions. I see him losing to Ponce de Leon, for fuck's sake. So this guy got hyped up to be something it is. I see Tank and Broner are like mirror images. I see it with their careers. And you can bet your life Tank's going to be a very good B-side soon. Sorry about that.
In a sense, I know this might sound cliche, but I think Tank has a little bit more potential just because of his power. But at the same time, you never know. He might not go as far as Broner. Broner is, I guess he is technically a 4-time world champion. Wait, no, I'm saying that. He's a 4-time champion, I think. Wait. Did I get that wrong? Hold up. Maybe I got that wrong. Hold up. I'll say 3 to be. Yeah, I think it's 3. I'll say 3 to be safe because I don't want to say nothing wrong. And he might be there for a good little minute, but as far as motivation goes, I don't really see him overpowering Broner and everything because they both had the same things going on with their career. They just didn't seem like they was motivated enough to stay in it, just tanking his weight. So that's a big problem.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else, caller?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Thanks for the phone call. Good phone call.
Yeah, thanks for the call, caller. We appreciate all opinions here, but I just don't accept that we've got the most belts. Garbage.
I don't care about
know,
belts. I mean,
Well, no, not when you see who the belts are being given to these days and what you got to do to earn a belt. I mean, they're giving them away in fucking Happy Meals.
yeah, no, fuck that shit. There's 4 belts per division, and you got like 3 WBA belts. Now you got 2 WBC belts. I mean, I don't even know, man, what's going on.
Look at Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz. He's number one in every.
Yep.
Just turns up on the night and there's a belt there waiting for him.
I know. They move up in weight and they get a title shot. Oh, I think we lost 2. Oh, shit. Yo, are you there?
Butch, are you there still?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Wait, I need to invite more people, so hold on. I need
Go ahead.
are you there? Nope. What the fuck? Damn it, people, this is Discord. It's a piece of garbage. Alright, Stu, are you there? Yeah. Stu. Calling Stu. My god. Unmute, man.
I'm here, man. I'm trying to fucking mute the button.
Alright, now it's working. I get the link, so I'm gonna invite everybody else.
Yeah. You sound a bit better as well.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, I mean, I don't like to be. I mean, people must come on here and think, what a miserable fucker that Stuart Little is. But at the end of the day, I can't help it. I can't sit there and do star jumps over trash. Boxing's frustrating the hell out of me right now. I'm just seeing old men getting beat up. I mean, if I want to see old men get beat up, I'll just go to the fucking pub. You see it every week. I mean, I just want to see good fights. We've seen all the best young guys. They're going to be past their sell-by dates. The time they get in the ring with each other, it's going to be like Manny and Floyd again. When the time they do get in, it's going to be a fucking farce.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with boxing. I mean, I'm turning away from boxing. Did you think I stayed up late to kill myself to watch Tank Davis? Have a word. I fucking went to bed, man. Watched it the next day. I just sat there with my breakfast eating it, just thinking.
I was
Tank
just
was
hoping that Davis would knock him out so I could go to sleep.
Listen, he's a lovely puncher, Tank Davis. I'll give him that. When he's throwing punches, he's a lovely puncher. Just lazy. It's just lackluster, isn't he? Lackluster. There's no will to go in there and put on a show and destroy sort of thing. Just get the job done.
And he
Like I
could
said,
have
probably cut corners in camp. Struggling at the weight, I heard.
I think some people are misunderstanding what we are saying here. I don't want to speak for Sue or anybody, but what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that Tank Davis was exposed or anything like that. I'm just saying that I think, and this is, I'm actually giving credit to Tank Davis' skills. I think he could have knocked out Gamboa earlier, but I just think he didn't train properly. And I'm also saying that Gamboa, this is a shell of the old Gamboa. And even the old Gamboa liked defense and everything else. So this is an older version that should have got knocked out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Davis is exposed. All right.
I wouldn't say exposed. To be exposed, you got to get your ass whooped, and he certainly didn't get his ass whooped. But it's like, it was like watching Wilder v Ortiz again, isn't it? Watching a Cuban pensioner strolling there, looking about 180 and getting his ass whooped. That's what it is.
Yeah, that was it. There's nothing to take out of this fight other than maybe Tank Davis needs to take this more seriously, needs to take the sport more seriously. That's pretty much it. I wasn't impressed by Davis. I don't think anybody was. Sure, he knocked him out, so he did what he had to. But in my opinion, he didn't do what he had to, because what he had to do was knock him out in 5-6 rounds. That's it. That's all I'm saying. All right. But people call in if you disagree. It's a debate show, so let's have a debate. Let's have a discussion. Let's see what people are saying in the chat in the meantime. G Boogie says, the first knockdown of Gamboa, he basically tripped over Tank's foot. Go look at the replay. That was not a knockdown. Interesting. Maybe that's why Gamboa hurt his ankle or something. I don't know what the hell he hurt. Something with the leg. Box 88 says Loma has one of the best footworks in the sport. Tank has no chance. Okay. Grieva says too many yes men around Tank. Vultures. El Guru says Tank and Bellew both struggle to KO Captain Peglegs. That's true. No, but Gamboa, then I don't know. He kind of recovered. I think his leg mysteriously came back to what started functioning again. Joey Ocean says Tank in his mink coat getting into his Lambo. Absolute clown. Okay. Stu, do you think that Gamboa was trying to get out of the fight early on when he was complaining about, I don't know what the hell he was complaining about, his shoe, his foot, his leg?
Mate, fucking, he didn't want that. The minute that fight was signed on the dotted line, he didn't want it. Did he look like a guy that fancied it? Sat there like a fucking potato. Nothing to say. Just didn't want to know, man. Didn't want to know. Felt the power. I thought, oh, fuck that. Don't want no more of that. How can I get out of it?
After that, he stayed in the fight. He could have. There were many instances where he could have just
Yeah, because
quit.
Tank was so bad, he couldn't get him out of there. Anyone? I mean, the only reason Gamboa was in that fight is because he was allowed to be in that fight because he did nothing to keep in the fight
I agree
himself.
with that. Yes, absolutely. And this is saying something about Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis is better than what we saw yesterday night. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not criticizing Davis in the sense that I'm not saying he's a bum or anything or he's a hype job. I'm saying he's much better than what we saw yesterday night. And I'm also saying that Gamboa isn't that he sucks. I'm sorry, he sucks. He no defense. At this point, he's old, and he should have gotten knocked out earlier. But if you disagree, call in. Please call in and let us know what
Tank's
you think
getting
about.
worse, mate. Tank's getting worse. What I've seen of Tank is getting worse.
You might have a fucking good point there, Stu. You might have a good point. He's looking worse and worse. Luke Peterson says, "I love Stu's positivity." Oh,
like
boy.
I said, you give me something to have do star jumps about, and I'll do them. I'll sit here doing fucking star jumps. But right now, I mean, what am I seeing? I could barely bother to get off my chair with these fights. Never mind do star jumps.
All right, no,
It's
Stu,
just
let's
dreadful.
get positive. No, Stu, give me something positive about this fight.
The end of it.
The end of it. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
when it
people.
finished. That's about it. That's the most positive thing I can think of. When it finished, and we don't have to watch that farce anymore.
Hey, was it a bad stoppage in your opinion?
Listen, it was entertaining if you find Pudjalakan, whatever his name is, in the chat said it was entertaining. Yes, if you find old men getting beat up as entertainment. I mean, you might as well go on YouTube and watch the happy slapping videos. You'll probably like that as well. Old white men getting knocked the fuck out from behind and stuff. You'll probably enjoy that.
That's a good comparison. It's true. I mean, somebody remember yesterday on Discord saying that this looked like a repeat of Wilder Ortiz.
Well, I just said that.
Yeah, you said that the Cubans thing.
The thing is,
yeah.
like, Tank just couldn't up the gears because he's been stuck in that gear. It's like I said, the gearbox is seized. He can't up the gears when he needs to, so he's stuck in a gear. And experience got Gamboa through that fight to the 12th round, and just experience alone. Gamboa did good. This is what I'm saying about boxing fans. You know, you walk because you're still alive at the end of the fight. You've done good these days. No, he didn't do good. He got knocked out. He survived. That's not doing good to me. He did nothing, like the fight scout said.
All right, so we're gonna take a phone call. So I'm gonna go switch back. So there might be a little bit of echo when I speak. All right, you take the call. 470. You're on the air. 470.
470. You're on there. 470.
Hey guys, in terms of the fight last night, I think PBC sees that Tank they see him as like a star, somebody who can bring ratings to the network for the years to come. So, I don't see him fighting Haney, Lomachenko, even Kevin Farmer anytime soon. Anybody who can give him a threat, and I think he knows that. So he knows he's kind of protected. So that might impact his desire or intensity in training. But we're just we're in the era now of guys looking for C-class or old opponents to beat up to keep pushing the pushing the schedule. You know what I mean? Get their 2 fights in a year, and you know, I just think that it would be a lot better if this guy would get in there with somebody, for the most part, not just Tank, but all these other fighters. You know, get in there with somebody who can give you a challenge. That's what's going to push you to be a better fighter. A Tank just, you know, coming in overweight to the scales. It's just a guy who is just, his career is just not being managed right. Not being managed properly. That's
Listen, Floyd Mayweather is a toxic for any fighter. I mean, if you've got Floyd Mayweather in your camp, then your career is going to have problems, because this guy is just so arrogant, such a narcissist. He's hard to do business with, you know, because he thinks he knows it all. And let's be real, it's hard to promote a fighter when you're the one stealing the cameras from him and stealing the show. Now, go and watch an interview of Tank. When Tank came to England, Floyd took the camera, took the mic. Tank was sitting there like a little kid. Sitting there like a little kid waiting for his ice cream. You know, this is the thing with Floyd. You've had your shine. You've made all your money, millions more. Well, 400 million, I'm hearing. He's made his money. Go and spend your money, enjoy yourself, Floyd. Why are you worrying about stealing the limelight of young fighters in a business that is hard to get the limelight anyway, especially in America? It's a fucking dog-eat-dog business in America. Very hard to become a big name in boxing in America when boxing's bottom of the barrel, isn't it? Let's be real. Everyone's watching it. NFL and fucking basketball, they don't care about it. So it's hard to make a name in America as it is, and it doesn't help when you've got your promoter stealing the show. At least when Eddie Hearn does it, Eddie Hearn, he promotes his fights while he's doing it. He talks a lot of shit, and it's corny at times, the way he fucking hangs out their ass. But he's promoting the fight, and he spends a lot of money doing it. So it works. But when Floyd's stealing all the show, spending nothing on promotion. He thinks he's just got to turn. Well, I'm Floyd. If I turn up, people are going to buy. No, Floyd. Them days with us buying pay-per-views to see you get knocked the fuck out, they're over, mate. So it's not about you anymore, Floyd. And I think that's what Floyd needs to do. He needs to take a step back and let the fighters find their own character, at least.
All right. That's a good point. Floyd, the limelight stealer. The thief. He can't go away. All right.
He needs to. Yeah, I agree with Stu. He needs to stay away from like.
Who are you?
When they.
How the hell did you get in here? I don't even see you.
I have magic.
Okay, that's scary, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Floyd needs to stay away from the cameras when his fighters are talking, because they're just gonna. It's natural that they're gonna go to him over Tank, because I mean, Tank is still sort of irrelevant in terms of the boxing public, the world. Everybody knows Floyd. So you put the camera on Floyd, and then they feel like people are gonna start watching. You put it on Tank, that's why you just stay away. Like, look, man, talk to my fighter. Let him talk.
Good observation.
And that performance was bad, man. I'm sorry. That was not a great performance from Tank. The only thing I would take away from that fight is that, okay, he stopped the old man, but took him 12 rounds. I don't have too much of a problem, but that was a typical Jack Reese stoppage.
Some call it a PBC stoppage.
That too.
But look,
the guy was done, guys. That guy was shot. That guy was. I mean,
no, he was done. Listen, again, he was done, but he could have gotten back up. Is what I'm trying to say. He was going to win on the scorecard.
What's the point? The thing is recognised. I think what the ref saw is what we all saw. We saw an old man in there that just couldn't get out of the way of the punch. Was too old to react to anything. He was going to catch one. He could have got really hurt in there. And we're not seeing a guy that's young enough to pull out a Marquez punch from nowhere and rescue the fight. That was never going to happen. If anything, the beating was going to get worse. So
he was exhausted and he hurt his foot or something like that. Something happened to his foot. I forget. And so I don't have too much of a problem with it. The only thing I would say is that it took him 12 rounds. He hit that dude. He hit Gamboa with everything. His power's a little overrated. Remember, Gamboa has been stopped before. He quit versus a journeyman. And it took him
No,
like
it's
7
because
times.
it's because he's gone up in weight. That power's not going to carry no more. And then they're talking about upping him up a weight again. What? He's going to get manhandled at 140. Them fucking guys are far too
Forget
big for him.
Stu.
Strong. The
Don't
reach
even.
is going to be a problem for him. He's just going to get manhandled.
Stu.
I mean, let's be real. I
Stu.
don't see Baranchik would knock the fuck out of Tank Davis. Never mind the other lot. So
All right, hold on. First of all, let's not even mention 140. And Stu, you're supposed to take care of the phone calls, man. There's the guy's still there, man.
it's still there. Well, sorry, I'm not used to this phone call stuff. Hey, caller, just get yourself involved, mate. Just jump in on the convo. We get rambling on. We forget you're there because you're silent. Anyone that's going to call in, just jump in on the convo. Don't just sit there waiting for us to finish because we might forget about you. But you're welcome to, the more the merrier. So just jump in, man. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for that. I think Floyd, the Floyd point you brought up, the one positive thing I will say about Tank is he's exciting. People, they go to his fights, they like to see him fight. So they know that this guy is their ticket to what I'm saying, being on TV and having a quote unquote star that they can promote. So I think that's gonna lead to him just continued to be protected unless he pisses off Floyd again, at which point Floyd might threaten to put him in with Lomachenko again. So, but that's all I got, guys.
Yeah, but with that,
all right, thanks for the phone call,
that performance, I don't think he's going to be fighting any guy like that in the near future. I think they're going to want to put him in there. Look, if you're scouting for Tank, are you really thinking, man, he could really give Lomachenko problems? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was like, man, he gets hit. Now, granted, maybe he wasn't too much keen on defense because he probably felt Gamboa didn't have anything on him. But I saw him get caught in exchanges, and guys like Teofimo and guys like Devin Haney, which is more of the guys he should be fighting, in my opinion, because they're all prospects. I see those guys beating him. From that performance, I see those guys beating him. And forget about Lomachenko. That's just, you guys know how I feel about that. That's a whitewash. That's what that is.
Yeah. Some people are still believing in Tank Davis's ability to compete with these other boxers. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make Gamboa this better fighter than he actually is. They're trying to say, oh, well, Gamboa, sure, he's 38, but he's a good boxer, blah, blah, blah. He looked
I'm
like
surprised
shit.
I'm surprised they called him the boogeyman yet.
Gamboa was the sacrificial lamb to the fight.
Exactly.
I think a lamb would have put up a better fight, to be honest with you.
No, he sucked.
I agree, Stu.
Guys, look at the Gamboa. His defense horrible, like always, hands down. But at 38, like Malinaji was saying,
it's still catching Tank. You still catching him.
He was
the quags in the chat said Luke Campbell would school Tank. I'll tell you what, that's not a bad shout, I think Luke could give Tank a lot of trouble.
I think Luke Campbell might beat him.
Stu, Luke Campbell, first of all, is what, 5'10"? How tall is Tank? 5'4"?
5'5".
Exactly, that height would be a problem.
Okay. Now look at this. Luke Campbell throws straight shots. He ain't coming with no looping shot, and he will time Tank. Even Ryan Garcia will beat Tank at this moment. Ryan Garcia is 5'10", and he got better speed, better footwork. Believe it or not, even though he's promoted by a cupcake boyfriend of his, still, I say even Ryan Garcia will beat him.
I mean, the LDBC, a lot of these LDBC fighters, they're just not performing. I mean, every time we see them fight, we're on this show, basically criticizing their performance and saying how bad it was, and they must be fucking crawling at the walls, man. Getting
Dude, I was wondering
every one of their heroes is failing to shine.
I was wondering why he was breathing so hard, Tank. Certain parts of the fight, I'm like, there's nothing.
He was out of shape.
Yeah, there's nothing happening to you, bro.
So there is hope. Bro, are you saying there's hope? If he trains properly, there is hope?
Even if he trains properly, what's he going to do when he's fighting a maniac like Lomachenko, Teofimo, and Devin Haney, hoping that Devin Haney's okay from the surgery, right?
Mm.
Those guys are gonna. You could be in great shape all you want. That doesn't mean nothing for them. They're gonna keep trying to beat you with every
And
punch.
plus, mentally, I don't think Tank Davis is strong enough like that. He had problems with fucking Gamboa.
Yeah.
Come on. Damn.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, he didn't train, guys. Come on. Cut him some slack. He didn't train
Even
properly.
if
Train.
Well,
Come
he
on.
was tired.
He
got
went to a
tired.
fat camp because that was his fault.
I can't really defend Tank Davis at this point. That's why I'm asking people, please call in and defend Tank Davis. Let's have a discussion. If you disagree with us, then call
There
in.
just seems to be. It just seems to be an entitlement with these fighters.
Hmm.
They just seem to be spoiled, entitled.
Yeah.
Lack the hunger and will to be a good champion. They just want everything put on a plate for them. It's like that. It's especially in the Western world. You see it like the UK and America, where these young kids are just spoiled, like the millennials. They all just want everything their own way. Crybabies, and don't want everything for nothing. Want to put nothing back in return to the system. Do you know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me. They're not even giving their all in camp. They're turning up, struggling at the weight, looking like shit. Look at Broner, barely throws any punches when he turns it. Fucking barely throws anything, does he? Just gets his ass whooped for like 12 rounds.
And that seems like a
he'll
PBC
start
thing. These
letting his
guys
hands
won't
go
throw
in the
punches.
12 to let people know he's still about, sort of thing. Get him another fight. But if
Hey,
Broner had
Stu.
started earlier, we'd same old
Stu.
fucking nonsense.
Stu, you're onto something, because these guys they're not that active in the ring. When they're in the ring, they're not. They're like, don't do anything, and then they just go for the kill. They try to go for the kill.
It's a
It's an
generational
entitlement.
gap, man.
Listen, it's an
Entitlement,
entitlement.
like
It's the
Stu
way.
said.
Go ahead, Boogie. Go ahead.
I was agreeing with you and recognized that it's an entitlement, and which I understand what Stu's coming from. Dude, back in the days when all these boxers coming up, they're coming up with hunger, coming up there to fuck you up, coming up there, to lay down on their shields. These kids nowadays, they give them shit. Here's a belt. Here's a fake belt. Here. Didn't even earn it.
Boxers used to sign contracts with promoters, not even knowing who their opponents would be. It could be the best three fighters in the world in a row. They wouldn't know. They just sign the fight. They just turn up and fight anyone. Because that's the throwback fighters. That's what they used to do. But these ones, they're picking and choosing. What's his fitness like? When was the last time he had a good performance? Is he Cuban? Is he 38? Yeah, I'll take him. Get out of here, man.
Hey, guys, we have a phone call, Stu. You're going to be taking it. 929, you're on the air. 929.
929, you're on the air. Go ahead, cuz. 929?
Oh, sorry, he's muted.
You hear
My
me?
fault. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
All right, so I didn't see the fight yesterday. I knew it was going to be a shit show. Tank, his biggest rival so far, as of today, has been the weight scale. I don't know what would it take for him to I guess I place blame on his promoter, Floyd Mayweather. I place blame on Al Heyman for not going to the negotiating table and trying to make bigger fights for this kid, because I see the talent, but I don't see the drive. It's like today's fighters, they want the money up front. They don't want to make their money in the back end.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the caller.
But the thing is, though, caller, that's why Al Heyman has control over his fighters and has so much power over them, because he's paying them up front. And they're constantly in debt to the guy. So they have to keep going by his shots. They've got no control of their own careers. This is what happens when you take money without doing anything for it. It's like going to a loan shark. You think you're going to pay him the money and it's going to be all done with. Nah, he's going to want interest. And like I said, they're all going around with Lamborghinis and watches and nice clothes. They're not paid for yet. You have to keep fighting to pay this bill off. And,
in debt.
Nah,
Yeah. You ever look at PBC, like a rap label, for anybody that listens to hip hop? How these young rappers, they be getting these 360 deals. They get their invest money and then they have to pay it back at some point. I just see that there's some parallels to it, and that's that's why I never see their careers kind of take off.
Yeah. Yeah, you see the problem with guys like Tank is this sense of entitlement. Stu's right. This is what I was talking about yesterday, I believe. It's this they come from this culture of entitlement without proving anything because I got the hookup. In other words, I got Floyd, I got Heyman, and that's my hookup. I don't really.
That's it.
Now, what happens when you get into a fight? Look, I'm telling you, all right. I know the game plan because Floyd already spilled it out. Okay, and trust me, they're gonna try to stick to it as much as they could. But at the end of the day, Floyd and Al Heyman are using Tank as a money ploy, but they're going to see how far that could go. If he becomes a star with real potentials of beating other stars, they'll ride with that. But if they start noticing, nah, this is as far as we can take him, they'll milk him for everything he's got. The biggest payday that comes through as the B side or almost an A side, they'll go with that. And whoever goes in there, they're more likely going to say, hey, listen, if he loses, he loses. We don't give a fuck. We got paid.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see any potential in building these guys into a pay-per-view attraction. I mean, how do you sell pay-per-view? It's like if it's just it's just you. You need a co-star. You need a person of equal stature to really sell the event. That's why I would love to see him fight Devin Haney. I would love to see him fight Lomachenko, but again, this is the reality of the situation is that boxing, it's a laissez-faire but fragmented business landscape, and so you have to deal with a lot of fucking bureaucracy to fucking make these fights happen, and so all they have to do is just suppose these two stars, for instance. A Haney or a Tank, just suppose them and see for them who's gonna drop that, who's gonna get their first L, and then they're gonna negotiate, and it's who knows how long that's gonna take, that whole process happened with Mayweather and Pacquiao, it was kind of a zero-sum game, but it took forever to make that fight, and I don't want to go through that shit again,
Yeah, but the thing is, I see what I see with Floyd is a lot of these fighters. They see Floyd, see all the money he's got, and see his flash cars, his nice watches and stuff. But they don't realise that the work Floyd put in to get where he was. They think that Floyd just turns up on fight night, picks his paycheck, and that's it.
And he lived a disciplined lifestyle.
That's right, the disciplined lifestyle.
Self-motivated.
The self-promotion. It's picking the right fights at the right time, picking the right names. Floyd had some big names at the end of their career. Coming to the end of the career when he picked them off. That helped. But he was busy. He was fighting the best guys around, all the biggest names. Who's Tank Davis for? Skipping divisions, not even fighting the best guys in the division. The guy's a fucking absolute joke. Don't want to hear his name again. He's becoming irrelevant to me because this is how I'm getting with these boxers that don't want to fight anymore. That's why I've got so much love for Sean Porter. Because you could stick King Kong in there and Sean Porter.
Fucking Sean Porter will fight him. He'll say, "Oh, yeah, why not?"
Yeah, Sean Porter he's a game. He's a game.
And that's why I'm happy to see Sean Porter getting his props and getting his little shows on TV now that he's doing boxing.
Sean Porter's the guy. You don't have to like him, but you better respect him. That's the kind of guy he is. You don't have to like him. You better respect that man.
or your dad will fucking smack you.
Right. You better respect his dad because that uploader understands now. He understands. Talk to me with respect when you get smacked.
Look, Sean Porter, Kenny Porter, right? Just look at Kenny Porter, right? He looks fucking great for his age, doesn't he? I mean,
hell yeah.
He looks $1 million, right? Still fresh as a daisy. I bet he still gets pussy as well, right?
Yeah.
Dressed in smart, and he's in tremendous shape. I mean, let's be real. Fred's just a slob, right? Kenny Porter's in tremendous shape because he's working with Sean day in and day out. You've got to be quite a fit man to You've got to be quite a fit man to.
Kenny Porter's what, 55? I guarantee you.
Especially taking the hits on the pads. Hang on a minute, recognise. Taking the hits on the pads and training them, doing the road works with them. You've got to be quite fit. Kenny Porter's in tremendous shape. What did Fred think he could just turn up and he was going to be like Freddie Roach or something?
Well, from what I heard, Kenny warned him that when I see you, it's on site, buddy. It's on site means I'm going to step to you when I see you, the second I see you. You know, that's on site.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, you don't want a KOS though. That's the worst on site. That means kill on site.
Yeah.
But anyway, he told him he was going to smack him, and you're right, Stu. He's in great shape. Look at him. He's in great shape. He's like 55. I bet you he can still pull 30-year-old women. You know,
I bet Kenny Porter gets better women than fucking Sean does.
He probably does.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Fucking.
Listen, look. They got old men strength. What these young cats don't realise, right? All right, in a boxing ring, age does matter, but on the street and stuff, that old man strength. When they grab hold of you, they've been working all their life. You know, when they grab hold of you, they're just fucking strong. They just snap you in half.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I've seen it so many times where these young cats think they can go up to old men and think they can get away with it and get crushed in seconds. These guys are fucking. They've been working 30 years on building sites and stuff, and they've got man strength.
Yeah.
You know, old man strength. You want to keep away from them oldies, man. Them old cats. I'm telling you.
Agree.
Tell them, Stu.
Hey, caller, anything else?
Not much else. I just want to say, thank you guys, for, providing good entertainment. It was great talking to you guys in 2019. I look forward to be disappointed in 2020.
Jesus, you're like
about
Stu,
it.
negative Stu. All right, man. Hey, thanks for the phone call. Take care.
All right.
Call back again next time.
No problem.
All right, great call. I like that call. All right, let me switch back to the less echoey. There we go. And hey, how come I can't see G Boogie and or recognize here? I only see Stu. Stu, do you see them on Discord?
We are an enigma.
Yeah, this is weird. So I don't know if somebody else comes in. I don't know if they're gonna be here. Cause that's weird. But anyways, I'll leave it like that. Anyways, so let's see what people are saying in the chat. El Guru says LDBC is in the chat. See him. Who's the LDBC? Joey Ocean says, "Oh my God." Okay. Arp says Sean Porter is a dog. He definitely earned my respect in that Spence fight. I think I sound like shit right now. Okay. What else? People are saying Box88 says Floyd took the initiative to become his own boss at least. Something I don't see Tank having the brain to do.
Look,
good point.
You'll never hit your peak in business or sport or any sort of kind if you're not calling your own shots. You just
That's right. That's right.
You have to be.
Good point.
All the successful businessmen, sportsmen, the richest ones, they've all called their own shots. Look at De La Hoya. I mean, do you think he had fucking people telling him what he could earn and what he couldn't?
Good point. Good point. Now you also need skills, right? And
oh, listen, it's no good turning up with the fucking skills of the Hebrew hammer and expecting to make a good living out of boxing. You've got to be.
Yeah. A good man always knows his limitations. El Caso de Paz says Thurman did a better job beating Porter than Spence.
No.
Some people think that was a war.
Too. I disagree with
I think you mean Kell Brook. Maybe
Kell Brook.
If Sean Porter could control himself a little bit, it'd be even better. The thing is with him, he just goes too wild and he just puts his head down, starts swinging, and he starts getting tagged up. I'd like to see him use a bit more method behind his work. A lot of his work just seems to be. It was just swinging wildly.
Yeah, it looked like Sean Porter beat up.
If you look, Sean Porter can actually box a little bit. When he goes on the back foot and uses the jab and gets behind the jab, he's quite a decent boxer. But he just loses form and loses shape when he starts getting into brawls. And I mean, that's what he does best. So I'm not going to take that away from him. But I'd like to see him tidy up his work a little bit like John Ryder was doing against Callum Smith. It was a lot crisper work. It was very Sean Porter-like, but the work was a lot crisper, and it was catching the eye a bit more. I think that's why Sean Porter's losing on the cards quite a lot, because in his big fights, because I just don't think his work's eye catchy. A lot of it's grazing shots and hitting arms and stuff.
So him and Timothy Bradley would have been a nice fight back in the day.
Oh yeah,
That'd have been a war.
I do agree with that.
That would have been a fucking war.
the Fight Scout says Keith Thurman and Spence never beat Sean Porter, only on paper.
Yeah, well, that's a fair comment. I mean, that's the thing with that fight. That's
a fair comment.
When people say arguably could have gone either way, then you can't mind when someone says I had one guy winning it. For me,
in my opinion, I thought Spence did better.
I thought Spence was
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought Thurman was getting manhandled. I thought
Yeah,
Spence held his,
exactly. He was getting mad.
I thought Spence actually held his own there with the in the pocket, and especially when they got traded, Spence was actually winning some of them battles. It showed he's very strong, and I just thought Spence's work was a little bit cleaner than Porter's, and that's probably why he got the nod.
Hey, going back to Tank Davis, because this is the topic of the show. It's funny because we thought, some people thought, maybe I'll include myself, that after Davis, this is what people were expecting. Davis to KO Gamboa, and then we were going to be talking about Tank Davis's chances against Lomachenko and Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Instead, what we got is, people saying, and now we're talking about Luke Campbell potentially beating Tank Davis. I mean, what does that tell you about the fight,
Well, I always thought that Luke Campbell has a great shot of beating Tank before this fight.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say that those chances are a little higher. I would pick him to beat Tank at 135. I think he would win. I think he's bigger. He's in good shape. He's strong. He's a strong dude. Let's not forget that. And,
see that I want to see Campbell in there with Devin Haney. That's who I want to see.
That's a nice fight too. That is a nice fight.
It's a nice fight. That I'd like to see. If Tank, I'd like to see Tank fight Teofimo Lopez. To be honest with you, that's the fight I want Tank to fight.
Yeah. Yep.
That would be an absolute.
I think Teofimo beats him.
That could be the fight that makes either one of them guys.
Yeah, they're afraid of that. That's the thing that gets to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, boxing fans they're being so dishonest when you fanboy for somebody. Why don't you want to see him fight the prospect like him? Because that's what fucking Tank is. He's a prospect. He's a little long in the tooth for a prospect. He's been in the game for a little while, but that's what he really is. Him and Teofimo are at this point, prospects. I think Teofimo's future looks a little bit better, but let's find out. Nah, it's not about that. It's about making the money, But your boy's not fighting nobody. He's gonna get to that point and get schooled. I just don't see I don't see the.
Do you know that
he's got talent, but he's a head job.
Hey, in a matter of a few months, that 135 division is looking mighty exciting, isn't it? You know what I mean? You thought it was just an average division like last year. All of a sudden, you've got Tank there, you've got Lopez, you've got Lomachenko there, you've got Comey, you've got they've got Ramirez. Is it? No, who is it then? It's
Robert Easter Jr., I guess, if you want to put it in there.
Not Ramirez. Who's the one? Oh, fucking hell, I forgot his name.
Between
Ryan
135
Garcia.
and 140 is nice.
Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia, that's the one I was thinking. Right, you got Ryan Garcia. There's some good names there, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know what? I think Tank Davis is gonna try to go after. I mean, I know Ryan Garcia with the zone.
I think
and
Leo
Golden
Santa
Boy.
Cruz would give him a good fight.
Yeah, I think Ryan Garcia gets. I don't think Ryan Garcia beats any of them top guys, to be honest with you.
I think Leo Santa
That'd be
Cruz
a good
might give
fight,
some
though.
problems to us too.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I mean, what does Leo Santa Cruz do best? He outworks his opponent.
No, stink the joint out.
But he outworks them, right? He usually outworks these guys.
Well, according to the judges, yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, he is boring. I'm not going to say that, but he's constantly throwing punches. The fucking Tank, if he doesn't knock you out, you better start watching that gas tank after 4 or 5 rounds. His mouth is open. Chicken, sugary drinks. It looks like they need to give this boy a fucking insulin shot. So I think that's a good fight. He don't get sparked out within the first 4 or 5 rounds. I think that Tank will be in trouble.
Such hate. Well, it's so funny. You guys are like some people are saying, well, Tank Davis isn't ready for Lomachenko. He should be fighting at Luke Campbell. He might even lose that fight. And other people are saying, no, he's ready. So those people who think that Tank Davis is ready for Lomachenko, has a chance against Lomachenko or Teofimo, hey, please call in and let us know why you think that, and especially considering what type of performance Davis displayed yesterday night. Because like Recognize keeps saying that guy was tired as fuck. What the hell was that all about? He was getting hit by predictable old Gamboa. All right.
He just looked disgraceful in that fight. Basically, he should have took that old guy out, especially on one leg. Come on.
Well, like you said, Djibouti, he was the sacrificial lamb. He was supposed to be like the knockout of the night or something like that. You know what I mean? The victim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should have got his fat, instead of doing that fat camp. He should have took it serious to say, you know what, I need to do this so I can make people think of me the way they want me to. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. He made himself look like an ass, to tell you the truth.
The difference is, right, like Devin Haney, say we like about Devin Haney, he was poor in his last fight. But Devin Haney just has world champion written all over him, the way he conducts himself, the way he trains, the way he loves the sport, and he's in it for the right reasons. I want Devin Haney to do well. I just don't think he's ready yet. I think Eddie Hearn's pushing him far too quickly, calling him Floyd Mayweather already, when he don't even look like Floyd Senior at the moment. So you need to fucking calm down a little bit with Haney.
Yeah, just relax.
Build him up slow. That Campbell fight's there for him. You give him that fight. If he gets through that one, you know, then we need to start seriously looking at this Devin Haney and saying, yeah, this guy could be the real deal. But right now, calm down, you know. But he's the one. He's the one I want to do well. When I see Tank Davis, I don't want him to do well. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't hate boxers that much, but I just don't want him to do well in boxing because he don't deserve it. He cuts corners. He's always drunk. He acts a fucking clown. I mean, his homosexual tendencies are alarming.
Oh.
You know, I just don't like the guy, man. But I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I just don't want him to.
Well, I mean,
do well.
you know,
Devin Haney and them sort of guys. Even Teofimo Lopez, right? I say we like about Lopez, but that shot he landed on Comey that hurt Comey was one of the sweetest punches I've ever seen in my life. This guy proves he knows how to throw a punch. I mean, if you want to know how to knock someone out, go and watch that punch. Technically, superb. Everything he did was right. The way he turned, the way he planted his feet, just everything about that punch was perfect. So Lopez,
his back foot,
it's there. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's in him to do. This guy could be special, but he's another one that cuts corners and, you know, struggles at the weight and getting too hyped up in his own hype. So he needs to, you know, take a back step on him, but he could be another one that I'm looking at. For me, Tank Davis, I think Tank Davis should have gone steaming ahead when he had the momentum, and he's lost it.
You know why people hate Lomachenko so much is because they wish that their favorite fighter had the abilities that he has. And that's probably why they have jealousy towards him.
He's disciplined. The thing about
Exactly.
Lomachenko is a disciplined lifestyle. That's how he was raised. The problem with guys like at least like Tank, the problem with a guy like that is that this is a kid who grew up in the streets. He's a product of the ghetto. He just has talent. That's all. And it's hard for him.
He doesn't have proper guidance.
Right. It's hard for him.
Look at what Mike Tyson accomplished.
Look at his lifestyle, G Boogie. His lifestyle is about.
Listen, I'm going to keep it real.
Slob. It's about eating bad. It's about drinking. It's about being irresponsible.
Real, Stu.
Listen, you need to. What you need to do when you're a young fighter, you need to get away from the people that you surround yourself with. If that's in the ghetto, then so be it. Get away from the ghetto. If that's in some fucking middle class white people's area where there's snobs, then get away. You need to be around the boxing people. You need to be away from all the distractions. You need, like, say we like about Chris Eubank Jr., right? He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but the guy puts the work in. He's constantly in Las Vegas. I mean, Chris Eubank sent him to America to learn boxing as a kid. He had to go out there and survive on his own. That's the tough upbringing. That's what makes him tough in the ring. He might lack a few skills because he's too ignorant to learn, but he's still got that will to win. And you just see it with so many fighters, they don't want to fucking know. They just don't want to know, mate. Tank's one of them.
Guys,
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real. That's basically it. I mean,
guys, we have a phone call here, so we're gonna take it. 805.
Hey, what up? What up, Bucho, guys? What you guys up to?
What's up, caller? What's your
I
name?
just called into.
It's Michael Stott.
Yeah, I called in to ask.
Go ahead, Stott.
Like a
Go ahead,
like,
Stott.
Because I don't know about his amateur career. Did he have an amateur career, Tank Davis?
I think it's a very
Did he,
limited
like,
one
do
because he
anything
was
in the amateur?
18 when he turned pro.
But Tank was fighting from a young age. Tank was fighting from a real small age as a kid. I think he has quite a decent amateur background. But let's be real, he's been around the amateur game long enough to learn the basics, know what to do and what not to do in a boxing ring. He's definitely a very good fighter. You know, you don't get to where he is if you can't fight. That's just facts.
Yeah.
But our problem is with him, we're seeing 50% of what he could be. And that for me is not enough. You either give 100% or get the fuck out of boxing. That's my attitude. I'm not here to watch people con the fucking public like before, like the Floyd days, when we see Robert Guerrero being carried along the fight when it should have been stopped rounds before. I don't want to see any more of that. I want to see the young guys hungry, like the Mike Tyson, that young 19-year-old Mike Tyson. That's what I want to see fighters like, hungry, living in fucking some Italian's basement, just boxing in the basement, learning, coming back. All right, injecting himself with all sorts of steroids as well, by the looks of it. But you know what I mean. That sort of hunger. That's what I want. I don't want to see fucking guys turning up in Ferraris to weigh-ins when they've not proved anything in the boxing ring.
Do you think that maybe Tank's one of those athletes, like psychologically, he believes in his mind that he's so good or naturally born gifted that he may not need to put in that extra work to be great, but I think he maybe believes that he's got such great knockout power that he can just walk through people, but maybe last night was a learning lesson, hopefully, but I doubt it.
But that's a psychological thing that he has to correct and be away, like Stu and what Recognize was saying. He needs to stay away from the people that is bad influence to him. That if he wants to continue on and be great or have a legacy, he needs to do the proper things, which is get in there and do what you're supposed to do. Take your career seriously. Every person that goes in a career, you know, whether it's labor, whether it's whatever, they graduate themselves. So if you're willing to educate yourself and not stay stuck at that one point, continue educating yourself. Well, he needs to do the same damn thing. That's his problem. He's letting people and outside influences affect him. And if his mentality is not fuck out
You're
of
breaking up.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, right? Boxing's such a tough sport. If you don't give it your all in camp, if you cut corners, you'll get found out very quickly. It's all right you knocking over these fucking 38-year-old Cubans that are basically ready to be euthanized. Do it to the young guys like the Lopez's, or do it to a Lomachenko. You know, when you get in there with them guys, you're not going to be ready. Even Tank needs, like I said, he needs to be stepping up quickly. Because, like I said, one day Floyd's going to have enough of protecting him. He's going to shove him in there with a line, and he's going to be like a fucking gazelle in there. So it's time to move on quickly, and it's time to get on some good wins. And then maybe I'll start changing my mind about Tank. But I just see Adrian Broner Mark II. Give it a few years, he's going to be a very good B-side, shall we say, on the pay-per-view event.
Anything else, Michael?
Yeah, possibly. Oh yeah, I agree with one thing that Paulie Malignaggi was saying last night, was that Tank Davis, he sees the talent in him. He's like, this kid is so good. It's just we're not seeing the best of him. We're not gonna get to see the best of him because, like you guys are saying, you're only seeing half of what he could be, which is what Paulie was
That's
saying
not who he is.
too.
Yeah,
like
I think it's Mike Stott. I think that's not who he is. He fights the way he fights. He lives the way he lives, and it all interconnects. That's who he is. He's a product of the ghetto, and he not just the ghetto. It's the mentality of it. It's the whole
surrounding
thing.
yourself with Floyd Mayweather's lifestyle is the worst thing you can do as a boxer. It's like living on a fucking poppy field, being an ex-heroin addict. It's not going to end well for you. You know, at the end of the day, you have to be away from that sort of environment. It's boxing and stripping and drinking and going to clubs at 2 a.m. They should be miles apart from each other. And like I said, the best fighters are the ones that get away. I mean, I think Abel Sanchez he's got the right idea in Big Bear. I just think he overworks him, overtrains him. He seems to think that killing him in camp is the way forward. It's just it's old school business. It's old school work. I mean, you don't need to be doing. I mean, I keep hearing about road works. Oh, do the road works. Very important. Go on a treadmill. Save all that stress on your joints. You can still be fit without doing road works. You don't need to be running up hills on fucking rock hard hot floors to be fit. There's other ways. Science now. You can still. There's ways to train without fucking killing your body. And I think with Abel Sanchez, like I said, Tyson Fury lasted about 3 days there. Fighters are leaving that camp left, right. So Golovkin, I think Golovkin in a couple of his fights, he's looked like he's left it all in camp. He's got in the ring, it's just not there.
Got gas, but he just used the jab, right? Well, he's just
you know when they just give it all, they do too much in camp, they leave it in the training camp. I think that Golovkin's done that a few times.
I saw that. Yep, I've seen it. Yep.
Why is it always those old, fat, out of shape coaches that make their fucking athletes work like extremely hard? Like, where it's like, dude, like, do you have any idea what this feels like, you old fat motherfucker?
Yeah.
Good point.
Anyways. Oh yeah,
all right.
One last thing, Butcher.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've noticed with PBC, it seems like with the Cubans or the Venezuelan, like South American kind of people, it seems like they bring them up just to get knocked the fuck out by their American stars they're trying to bring up. Is that a correct assessment, or what do you
it looks like that way so far to me.
I mean,
look,
Ducati,
this is what I would say.
Him, but
if you're of a different race and you're dealing with Al Heyman, do it on the same level as him. Let him know that you're only there to call your own shots. That's it. I'm here to work with you to call those shots because, look, I don't know you personally, but I have a feeling you care more about your brothers than people like myself. So if we're gonna do business, it's got to be that it's something that's gonna interest me. I take care of my own shit. You have nothing to do with my training. The people who train me, you have nothing to do with that. You only here to help me get the best money. That's it. That's how I would deal with Al Heyman.
Say to his face.
Listen, look, it's no surprise that the two richest guys in boxing are both Canelo and Anthony Joshua, right? And look how they do business. No one tells them what to do. No one tells them who to fight, when to fight. They call all the shots, and it's no surprise they're the ones making 30-40 million a fight. You know, when you've got Wilder earning $2 million, he's a heavyweight champion of the world from America, and he's earning $2-3 million. I think he earned a little bit more in his last fight. That was they've had to pay Wilder to keep the zone off him, and they're basically losing money. It's only so long. The socialism in the Heyman camp will only last for so long before they run out of other.
Yeah, it's about to become Venezuela over there.
Yeah. Wilder be eating his dog this time in a couple of years.
The deficit is out of control over there. All right, Michael, thanks for the phone call.
All righty, I'll be listening in, dude. Thanks.
All right, take care. We have another phone call. 585, you're on the air. 585.
Oh, this should be interesting.
How you doing, Mr. Bucho? This is Vince.
Oh, his voice got a little deeper.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with your voice?
I'm not sure, Mr. Bucho. I'm a little sick and under the weather because excuse me.
I thought you had a cock in your mouth. A sock in your mouth.
Poor old Billy. He always gets it, doesn't he? Recognize ain't told him to go and fuck himself yet. What's happening to Recognize, man?
No, I'm just kidding with my good old buddy Vince. How you doing? Was you celebrating drinking too much Pepsi last night?
He's drinking too much Kool-Aid, weren't you, bro?
Actually bought a 12-pack of Pepsi and actually finished 6 cans. And and I thought it would go 6 rounds, but I actually drunk 3, and then I drunk the other 3. It went 12, and then I started celebrating once Tank Davis knocked him out with that punch. It was a devastating punch. It was great to see.
Devastating. Wow.
Devastating knockout?
The thing is, Vinny, I mean, don't take a lot for you to start celebrating, does it? I mean, you don't need much of an excuse to pop the champagne, do you?
Did you shake the Pepsi can and just start spraying it all over your face when he knocked him out?
He tricked himself. He had a Pepsi with a bit of sugar in it this time.
Actually, Mr. Stu, Bucho, and Mr. Recognize, I will shake the
Mentos in it.
Tank Davis knocks out your superhero Lomachenko in the future.
And when he's 40 in a couple of years.
No, Mr. Recognize. I'm actually very impressed with Mr. Tank Davis. How he easily outboxed.
Well, I tell you what, if that fight happens anytime soon,
I didn't give
you better get your wallet ready.
Mr. Recognize. Yes.
You better get your wallet ready if that fight happens anytime soon.
I'm ready.
That Tank Davis on that performance last
time,
night wants to stay well
Recognize.
clear of Lomachenko. It's just going to be.
You want him to drown.
Have a number, no mocks.
I'm still waiting for Vinny to, call in and say, you know what, all those phone calls, it was all a joke. Get it over with, Vinny. Get it over with.
Mr. Bucho.
Yes.
Mr. Bucho, this is why I am voted as caller of the year, because these people in the chat.
Oh, you haven't won yet, Vinny.
You haven't won yet.
I'm petition out to vote you off.
Vinny, calm down. Okay. You haven't won yet. It's not over.
You haven't won yet. Look at you claiming victory. A bit like Wilder against Tyson Fury, isn't it? Sitting there doing a little chicken dance.
Save your Pepsis, okay? Don't drink them all in one shot.
Mr. Stu, I will be doing the chicken dance once Wilder knocks him out on February 22nd.
Yeah, you haven't got long to wait, my son. And just make sure you ring in, because I don't want to see you missing when Tyson Fury's got that WBC belt around his waist. you call him Vinny. You better
Vinny,
do that, son.
Vinny, put the Pepsi on ice and bring out your wallet. I have a feeling you're gonna be digging in that wallet soon. It's time to pay
for
up.
Which fight, Mr. Recognize? For which fight?
Sure that
will I be digging
you
my
pay
wallet?
for
Please,
the fight,
please elaborate.
Vinny.
Well, you be paying up because me and you are gonna start taking some bets, buddy. That's my 2020. My 2020 is I'm making bets with you, Vinny. I'm gonna really see how much of a fan you are.
No problem, Mr. Recognize. And still, you guys know, like a lot of people say, I am not dodging any smoke, as they like to say.
Vinny, you lost the vote already. Vinny. Virtuoso in the chat says, I'm switching my vote to head honcho for the taunting.
Oh,
so
you
just lost the vote there.
See what happens? You see what happens?
Let's do. Come on, guys. Let's do a petition. Let's get Vinny off the top spot. Let's all vote head honcho. I mean, I don't want head honcho to win or anything. If anything,
are you serious?
That guy is the.
You see what's happening?
Vote head honcho.
I'd rather take his vote right now than Vinny's, just for the arrogance and the narcissism.
Come on, guys. Narcissism get you nowhere.
You guys are. You guys don't want me to claim victory. This is really disrespectful. I'm also under the weather. Ironically,
that's too bad.
Gervonta Tank Davis,
I
had
hope
him
you
winning
feel
11
better.
rounds to nothing.
Go fuck yourself.
While Crawford is crying, saying,
why is Crawford crying?
Stay away from
Why?
Mr. Lomachenko and
What
Mr.
did
Haney.
this have to do
I don't
with
understand what's wrong with Mr. Crawford right now.
Because Spence lost to the Ferrari.
Why are you afraid of Crawford?
Mr. Bucho, I'm just really upset at Mr. Crawford. I really think highly of this guy, but lately his actions have been very questionable as of late, so I'm starting to question his pound-for-pound status.
Hey, listen, Vinny. Take care, buddy. All right, take care of that cold, and go fuck yourself. Bye.
Hi, Vinny. Thanks for the phone call. And
Actually,
if you
Mr. Recognize, yes,
Recognize, man.
go
I'm
ahead,
actually-
Vinny.
yes, Mr. Bucho, I'm actually under the influence of Benadryl right now, so you guys have to please excuse me. Yes,
I'm
I just
tired of
wanna
your
elaborate,
excuses. Get out of
Mr.
here.
Crawford,
The excuse is gonna be I've been
on
high all the
Twitter,
time.
He says, "Stay away from Mr. Lomachenko and Mr. Haney." I do not condone these actions from Mr. Crawford, and I would like for him to publicly apologize to Mr. Tank Davis on Twitter, if possible. If
That's
he's
not gonna
listening,
happen. Take care of
or if
yourself,
any
buddy.
of
Bye.
his
No,
Yeah,
don't
representatives
happen.
are
Vinny,
All
come
right.
on, man.
Thank
Like
you.
Tank's worried about, like Tank's got more to worry about than what Vinny thinks from the BDA show. So I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to be. He
Yeah,
needs
like
to be
Crawford
You'll
considered.
be
cares what you
surprised,
think
Mr.
about him.
Stu, how the
Big
word
fights.
spreads.
That's
You'll
what he
be
needs to be
surprised,
worrying
Mr.
about.
Stu.
All right, Vinny. Prepare your victory speech. If
Yeah.
you win, yeah. So
Prepare your defeat speech. Either way,
Fuck
Yes,
yourself.
fuck
one
yourself.
more thing, Mr.
Yeah.
Bucho.
yes.
I'm expecting a big year from Mr. Wilder, Mr. Spence, and Mr. Tank Davis. These are like
Yeah, of
one
course
of
you
my,
are.
these are
And
my
Charlo.
You
top,
expected a
You
very big
forgot
year.
Charlo.
they're my top three
You forgot
favorite guys
Charlo.
in boxing, and I expect big things from these guys to knock out a couple.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure
expecting.
you.
I'm
sure you
I'm
do,
expecting
expecting
Vinny.
knock
that
out of your
Honcho.
mouth, Vinny.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sure you do,
expecting
Vinny.
that Honcho's gonna end up passing you.
Yep.
Okay, so
People vote for
just
head
get your wallet
honcho.
ready. Get your wallet ready,
Listen,
buddy.
I'd just like to say, you know, instead of donating to the chat, you can't donate. Then just vote head honcho instead. Just
Mhm.
contribute to the show, guys. Let's get Vinny off his high horse. Let's take that crown from him. Let's rob Vinny
No,
in his
Mr. Stu,
hometown.
please do not
Come on,
do
guys.
that, Mr. Stu. Mr. Stu, no, please. I need this award. People are fighting for the truth, Mr. Stu. This is why they voted for me.
unlike your heroes,
Okay, Mr.
you're
Stu,
not
thank
Yesterday
protected
he
by
was already
politics
thanking the
over
fans
here.
and everything. Now he's scared.
Hey, Vinny, unlike your heroes at the PBC, you're not protected by politics.
No.
So you better be careful what you say.
Yeah. There's no Al Heyman around here to protect your trophy.
All right.
All right,
thanks
Vinny,
for the
take
phone
care. All
call.
right, get your wallet ready for
Team at
2020.
PBC.
All right, I have a
Yeah.
feeling you're gonna be in there a lot.
All right, take care, Vinny.
If you think you're sick now, you wait till Wilder gets knocked out.
All right, he's gone.
He's gonna do the Marcellus Wallace.
Marcellus Walker get knocked out or what? Hey, is there still
You got to
echo?
look Vinny.
Hey
though.
guys,
I do think Vinny. I do think Vinny deserves it. Really, he's been a good call. I mean, I'm not sure if he's a troll or not, or he's just that fucking stupid. But either one, he's entertaining.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he
yeah.
could be
I mean,
both.
better
He
than
could be
head
a troll
honcho. I
and
mean,
stupid.
And like, without Vinny, we wouldn't get recognised for telling him to go and fuck himself, which is a very big part of the show these days. So that's
yeah,
that's one thing Vinny
It's
brings
all
to
in
the show.
fun. It's all in
a
fun. Vinny. Don't take
fundamental
it
part of
serious.
the show. Hey guys, is there still echo?
Just a little bit.
A little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna switch.
Vinny, get your wallet ready for 2020. All right, I know you're listening. You're gonna be digging in there a lot.
Vinny's probably got a Transformers wallet or something. You know what I mean?
He's got a transfer. He's got Optimus Prime on his wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll deliver the money in a lunchbox. Brandon White says El Guru is LDBC. Oh, El Guru. There's a guy called El Guru. Anyways. Big Boys Boxing
Chat's
says no
lame
echo.
these days.
All right.
Bring back the days when they used to have some fun in the chat. What's the you lame-os, man? Never got anything good to say. Always want to talk about boxing.
Stu's negative.
Talking about
Stu-
fucking fights
Stu-
that no one gives a shit about.
Stu's
Come on,
negative.
man. Get involved in this conversation, guys.
Stu is so mean to the boxers.
Negative. But it's like, because how can we be positive about the Tank Davis performance? It wasn't impressive. There was
All right,
nothing.
he survived. He won. He beat up an old guy. Okay, good for him. Let's see him step it up.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was so tired fucking yesterday, right? So I'm like tired watching this fight. I'm like, okay, just knock the guy out. All right, Davis, just knock the. He could like he dragged
He
on
was
to
hitting him
the.
with everything, right?
He
Didn't he seem
tried.
like
He tried.
like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could see in Tank punching. They were not. Tank wasn't carrying Gamboa. You know where you see a lot of fights where they try, like Canelo does, it carries his opponent to make the fight look a bit longer, sort of thing.
Oh, you mean like Khan?
Tank was going in there he was throwing shots with bad intentions. Just wasn't there on the night. Like I said, cut corners and camp. I should think. Do you know what I mean? Just wasn't.
Yeah.
He was boring. It was boring because I already knew who the best guy was. It was Tank Davis, of course.
Yes.
But
Yes.
finish the
Just
job.
get-
I was pathetic.
No, look, I would like to see him be totally disciplined. I don't think he has it in him. That's the problem that I see for him. He's already turned down opportunities to live a more more of a boxing lifestyle, get away from his friends. Floyd Mayweather offered to do that. He said no. Floyd's stuck with him because he makes a little bit of money for him. That's all that is. It's not. Doesn't take. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. You don't need to be an undercover reporter to
Yeah,
figure
but Floyd,
these
listen,
out.
if Floyd wanted to do right by Tank and make good money as well, he had any sort of business brain, he'd have let Tank take that one fight deal with the zone, earning millions of dollars, took his percentage out of it, and then gone back with Tank and done other things with him after that when he's got all the belts and all the
That's true.
recognition. But
I wonder if that was Floyd saying, Floyd being, like, I want to
listen,
piss
there's a
Al
thing. Al
Heyman off.
Heyman. You got to remember, Floyd's one of Al Heyman's puppets as well.
That's what I meant. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that was what that was. Like.
Yeah. Of course, it
Are
was.
you saying
Floyd is not going to let them two are not going to let any of their fighters fight on the zone, because once they do that, then they're sort of like surrendering their power, where we can't even afford to keep our guys on these shows. The zone are outbidding us, and it looks weak on their behalf, and I think that's why they do it. But like I said, it's hurting boxing. It really is.
Recognize. Are you saying that the disappointment is or might be that Tank Davis will be a tragedy in a sense that he will not be able to fulfill the expectations that
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, I don't. The kid got talent. I think he's a little bit better than Broner, but he's going to end up that type. He might not. He might not be that lucky because he might. He might get stopped.
Listen, Broner. He had some sort of personality. All right, a shit one at that, but he had a personality. Tank's like Bolsawood. There's just nothing there. It's just like you have to tap the guy on the head to see if he's still alive. It's not going to sell, I'm afraid. And let's be real. You've got to be excited. If you haven't got much character, you've got to be a very exciting fighter with it. And I don't think Tank's proved that. I mean, he's exciting. Don't get me wrong, but he's not. He's not pay-per-view, is he, at the moment? It's just there's a lot of work needs to be done with Tank. Like I said, I think if he came in at his best and had a good camp, he could be something special if he stuck to boxing and started taking it serious. But I'm not sure if he's ever going to do that. So, yeah, that's where I am with Tank right now.
Yep, I agree.
Reese Mack in the chat says, is Tank not as strong at 135 like he's at 130? What do you guys think?
That way.
Tank's a 130 fight. He's built for 130. His height tells us that.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's not, he's struggling at 135, that tells you he's not training properly. He's not keeping in the shape he should do. He's blowing up. He looks very chubby out of camp, Tank. He must blow up to about 160 pounds. He looks huge. And all that water he's carrying as well. I think he's just not dedicated. And when a fight's made, he's spending most of his camp trying to cut weight instead of working on stuff he needs to work on, and that's the problem when but really he should be 130 if he was a dedicated fighter. That's where he should be. 135 doesn't suit him. He's going to be coming up against big guys, big punchers, guys that can hold their own in the pocket with him, use their range as well, which he doesn't have, their height. I mean, it's a horrible division for Tank Davis. He's there because he can't make 130. And let's be real, what I'm hearing, he ain't going to be at 135 for much longer either because he's really struggling at that and all. So, bad times ahead for Tank.
Some people are saying that it was an okay performance because Gamboa is a dangerous fighter. But I want to say this, though. I want to ask you guys this question. Let's say you guys are Teofimo or Haney or even Lomachenko. Do you, after this performance, do you go like, you know what? I want to fight Tank Davis, or is he still, in your opinion, like a dangerous guy that Teofimo Lopez and all these guys are gonna be like, I don't really want to fight him yet.
If any of them fucking guys are serious about being world class and being champions, if they've not looked at Tank Davis last night and believe they can win, they've got no business even being in boxing, have they? Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
So they've had to look at that. It's just like when Comey watched Teofimo Lopez in his last fight before that. He probably looked at that and thought, I can beat this guy. He's fucking useless. But then on the night, a better and proved Teofimo turns out, obviously one that's took it serious in camp as well. Like I said, there's many factors to putting on a good performance. So, yeah, they've looked at Tank and thought, yeah, that's a fight they'd want. And they get paid quite decent money to do it as well. And he's there for the taking. Let's be real, he's there for the taking.
All right, there's a fight going on in the chat.
Who's fighting?
I don't know. El Guru against everybody else.
El Guru. Where they come up with these names? El Guru. What's the other one?
It's probably the same people that would change their names. Durden Boxing.
I mean, they're talking about. One guy saying another guy that he drives a fucking Honda and stuff like that. What's wrong with Hondas, man? I haven't got a Honda, by the way. But what's wrong
Tank will retire. This is Michael Stott. Thank you for the contribution. He says Tank will retire after his first defeat. Weak-minded.
Yeah, I see that. Very weak-minded, man.
You know what?
I wouldn't say very weak because it takes a lot of mental character to get in a boxing ring. This is fucking, it's a nerve-wracking experience getting in a boxing ring, I can assure you. So he's obviously not weak. I just think he's entitled, spoiled, doesn't really want it. He's making money to do nothing, can he? Let's be real. He's going to be happy collecting a couple of million to beat up the Gamboas of this world. I don't think he really wants the Lomachenko's. Never really called that fight, has he? Been ducking it for years. Does he want Teofimo Lopez after what he saw the other night? No, I don't think he does. Who else is there for him? There's other guys. Campbell's a good opponent, but I'd like to see Haney in there. Even put Haney and Tank together. Let's see who the best American is.
Yeah.
That'd be a great fight, a fight I want to watch. And I suppose America would get behind that one. I think that's one that could really spark an interest in America. Haney versus Tank Davis, definitely. But that fight won't get made. Just like, don't want it, does he, Tank?
Yeah. I think the PBC is going to take more of an in-house type of fight, a big fight for Davis. So people were mentioning in the chat, Leo Santa Cruz.
He's probably trying to fucking drag Ricky Burns down the weight division to fight him or something. I'm
going to be surprised.
Don't want it.
No, but
wouldn't surprise me at all.
Leo Santa Cruz, you could move him up to lightweight. And that could be an interesting fight.
Cruz is garbage.
Yeah, but he's a name in a. Well, I mean, this guy never. I mean, I don't remember who he even fought last time, but he's a name, right? And they're banking on that he's gonna be bringing in the Mexican fan base. So that's a fight that they can build up and maybe have at the end of 2020. That's an option. Another option would be Robert Easter Jr. I mean, but this guy, I mean, I still remember that Mikey Garcia fight. Horrible performance. The guy didn't even try.
Yeah.
Didn't even try.
You've not had a good word to say about him since then, have you, Butch?
Exactly. So I'm just trying to, figure out if the PBC takes this decision to keep Davis only fighting PBC fighters, what his options could be. Barry McCockner in the chat says Leo Santa Cruz or Fortuna. Yeah. Moving up in weight. The Fight Scout says the Guru is overcompensating for other things with his car. What's going on here with El Guru, man? What's going on? Wait, chill out.
My car's better than your car. My dad can beat your dad.
What are they driving? I want to know what they're driving. So far, what's El Guru driving? What's he riding?
Al Guro's. I know you know what Al Guro's got with that name. He's got a fucking Cadillac, doesn't he? A 1978 Cadillac.
He's driving a Volkswagen Rabbit.
He's driving around like Tony Montana, fresh off the fucking boat, isn't he?
By the way, Brandon White says no super chats from Guru, but he supposedly has money. Prove to us that you have a lot of money by sending us some super chats. You can help the show.
Guru, I'm gonna show you something.
Guru, you got money? You big balling.
Gudo, I'm gonna show you something, okay? I want you to match what I'm about to do. Okay? If you can match that, then you got some money. All right, Gudo? Oops, wrong one. Let's see if Gudo. I'm gonna put Gudo to the test.
Okay.
Okay? All right, Gudo? Right there.
What the hell are you doing?
El Guro, right? That's his name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, here we go, Gudo. This is for you, buddy boy. All right, show me where your balls are at, ese.
Órale, güey. Show your cojones, güey.
Show your real colors.
What's going on? I don't even know what the hell you're doing. Recognize.
Don't worry. You'll see it in a second. Okay?
The suspense
You
is
see it
killing
in
me,
a
man.
second. I want our boy to match that. Okay?
Yeah, but what are you doing? Recognize you're freaking
Yeah,
me
what
out
are you
now. What's
doing?
going
I
on?
can't. We can't see
Oh, I'm
anything.
done. I'm done.
We can't
You'll
see,
it
fucker.
in a
What
second.
are you doing, man?
Did you show?
You'll see it in a second. You'll see it in a second.
Flex your strength.
Oh, I see. Recognize. He sent a very big contribution. Says El Guru, match this. Oh boy.
Yeah, see that, mate.
No,
the
well,
money
fuck that
team.
shit, no.
BDA is the money team.
We're the
Remember
real
that.
money team over here.
The real money team, man. We're flashing. We're flashing $100 bills down the toilet. Not like Broner with his $10 bills. Not like Broner, mate. We flash 100s, don't we? And what's all this talk about? Who's got who car in the chat? And I've got this, and I've got that car. You got that car. I've got an Aston Martin Diablo. I can't prove it to you, any, but I'm just saying it anyway. I mean, let's be honest, none of you are going to say I've got a fucking 1985 Fiesta on the drive. So it doesn't matter. Stop talking about cars. None of you are going to be honest anyway.
Read
You'll probably
read
Google
Chris,
some picture from
read
fucking
Chris Gonzalez's message. Read Chris Gonzalez's
Google some
message.
picture from Need for Speed or something, and then just say that's his car.
What's
Hey,
the Guru
Bucho,
saying now?
read Chris Gonzalez's message.
Chris Gonzalez. Recognize sharing his loot from his latest mugging. Yeah, exactly.
So I do it.
Or recognize giving us a Christmas gift over here to the BDA family. And El
See,
Guru is not
Recognize
giving us
must have
shit.
sold a lot of them CDs at Christmas, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
El Guru now El Guru is going, Tommy, what do you drive? Now he's fighting somebody. He's fighting Tommy.
no.
Like, come on, man. He's ignoring Recognizes challenge.
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. Who's that challenge to? El Guru?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, El Guru. Get your 50 notes out. Come on, El Guru.
He lives in the UK.
If you've got a 3.5 litre injection BMW like you're saying you have, then 50 notes, that's nothing. Just a bit of petrol to you.
Should be.
Quarter of a tank to you. Get your money out, El Guru. Show us what you're all about. But put Recognize in his place and put $100 in there.
Yeah, that's it. You do that. I'm gonna say a Guru's driving a fucking a Bugatti.
We'll let you host a show. We'll let you host a show for the night.
He's ignoring you guys. He's still talking about cars. Boo.
Boo.
I mean, this is what makes me laugh, you know, about car. Because I remember this girl I know. She always goes, every time she sees me, she's on a bike. She goes, "Oh, what are you driving that hairdresser's car for?" Because I got a convertible, innit? I'm like, you on a fucking Mary Poppins bike? You've got no right to tell me what I'm fucking driving. Come and see me when you've got a driving license, bitch. You're sitting there like Mary Poppins with a fucking basket on the front, and you're sitting there telling me about my hairdresser's car.
My God.
I mean, it's always the people who haven't got a car that want to talk about people's cars.
Hey, Brandon White, also thank you for your contribution. I don't know why I couldn't see the super chat in the chat, but thank you for your contribution. Anyways, forget about this guy. He's Guru.
Guru got
drive. John Doe says Stu drives a Mr. Bean car. Remember that guy with the 3 wheels or whatever that thing? Oh no, that was a very old.
Robin Reliant, I think they called it, eh?
No, the one with 3 wheels. Remember the blue car that always got knocked over in Mr. Bean?
Do you know, I wasn't really a fan of Mr. Bean.
Oh man, you're not English. Get out of
but it's boring, man. I'm a miserable fucker, isn't it? If you want to make me laugh, it's good. To make me laugh, you need to be quite funny.
I see.
I think the only thing that was funny about Mr. Bean was the whole music and the little. No, I'm
It's
thinking
a
of the
bit
wrong
like,
guy.
I tell you what, it's a bit like Benny Hill. Can you remember Benny Hill?
Yes, that's what I was just thinking
Oh.
about. Benny Hill.
Yeah, this is retarded.
But that was back when TV, it was accepted to perv over girls, because he used to be a right perv, didn't he? He used to sit there perving over girls. It was accepted. You'd go, Benny Hill would be in jail now for fucking, he'd be next to fucking Weinstein or
banned.
whatever it was.
He'll be kicked out of the. Was he from England?
Yeah, he's English. Yeah, Benny Hill's English. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been banned from over there. Forget it.
Oh mate, yeah. Can you imagine what the feminists would be like now? They'd be jumping on that.
Forget it.
Well, Stu.
Exploited women.
You got Jimmy.
Yeah, well, Stu, I wanted to tell you. They actually. What's up, gentlemen? I actually saw a fucking article in the I saw an article in the Guardian, Stu, last year where a guy who started his career in that era, in Monty Python, Benny Hill, the Guardian people were trying to fucking get him fired because they said he co-signed on the Benny Hill show. They were trying to get him fired for career choices 30 years ago.
I mean, when I was younger, there was a guy called Bernard Manning. I don't know if you remember Bernard Manning. He was a racist comedian, and some of the stuff he used to come out of. And you watch it on TV, it was allowed to be on then. It was just normal. I mean, never get away with it now. Like he said, he went to what did he say? He said he went to Brixton. He goes, yeah, I went to Brixton the other day. Brixton's a black area, isn't it? He goes, I went to Brixton the other day. He goes, I felt like a spot on a domino. That's the sort of stuff he'd say.
No, I know.
But that's the sort of stuff he'd get away with. Then you'd have Alf Garnett, the West Ham fan, going, oh, these bloody darkies and all that lot. Do you know what I mean? You just did get away with it then, but now, fucking hell, no chance.
No, you get fired now. You get fired.
Not only that, your career is gone. Like, not only
it's called cancel culture. That's basically what it's called, right?
Yeah, no,
there's a lot of talks of that.
Culture.
It's like, okay, I'm going to fault you for what you did.
Bernard Manning would get slayed. He'd get slayed if he was still alive.
I'm going to fault you what you did 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago.
Hey, guys, how long did that fucking Gamboa Davis conversation last? He looked good, huh?
It was terrible.
Okay, wow.
Hey, Jimmy, what was wrong with Gamboa? Do you think he wanted to quit?
What's
early
that?
on? Do you think Gamboa wanted to quit?
He got a stinger. Like everybody's got them. You roll your ankle good enough where you're almost numb.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you can roll your ankle. Sometimes it just swells up, gets crazy pain with a sprain. Or sometimes you just get a stinger where it's almost like a sleep and you need to, so you fold your knee the wrong way. And it's like you can't control it. You feel it, but it's like a sleep. It's bizarre. And I've had that with knee-on-knee hits in hockey. So I think that's what ended up happening. They were trying to say his shoe. It wasn't his shoe. There's nothing to a boxing shoe. You know what I mean? There's no real support. There's just little cups in the back of the heel, and there's no thread in them. I mean, they're flat pieces of rubber on the bottom. There's no cushion.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are we talking about here,
some people
Jimmy?
have foot pads. What's that?
Jimmy, what are we talking about? I'm a bit confused.
Gamboa's
he's Gamboa's ankle. Yeah, okay, yeah.
In the second round, yeah, because he was saying my shoe. They were in Spanish. What they were saying, they were just misunderstanding him. He was saying foot, and they were, I think, saying shoe, and you know what I mean. But it wasn't his fucking shoe because there's nothing.
Listen, mate, that fucking ankle's
there's
done.
nothing to him.
It's an old man's ankle.
Exactly.
That ankle's an old man's ankle. That's just
it's just lingering around.
Yeah,
you know.
Gamboa is older than what he's saying he is. I'm sure he's older than what he's saying he is.
He's probably in his early 40s.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's more correct, Jimmy. I think he's in his early 40s.
All those guys come from Cuba. They don't come with any paperwork. You know what I mean? That was
it's not
Cuba's
just that as
thing,
well.
too.
It's not even about the age, Jimmy. It's about wear and tear. Them Cubans have loved hundreds and hundreds of amateur fights. It's not like in America and in the UK. They go to camps and have to stay there away from their family for months and months on end.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Every day.
Goodbye.
It's like the old communist regime in the educational system. And they do that with the boxing sort of thing. So it's just the wear and tear on you. You know, it just takes its toll in the end. The joints, the ankles, the knees. And that's probably Gamboa, like you said, 40 years old minimum. So You know, that ankle's never going to heal. So, like I said, another donkey dragged up to take an ass whooping. You know,
I got to get. I think fucking I love Jack Reese last night though. All right, no, let's go. He just yells at him, no, let's go.
What's up with these people staying too long in the ring, in the corner, in between rounds? This guy is dragging around.
Yeah, like Jack Reese does things that I've never seen. Like, there's no timeouts for like. Remember when he did that before? Like somebody said, "Oh, my shoulder," and they turned, and Jack Reese who said timeout?
Yeah, guys like fucking that punch hurt. Wait, timeout.
Yeah, he turned around. He goes, "Oh, his eye." No, who just did that? Was just recently, but yeah, no, what he did by pulling like, well, you can do an equipment malfunction timeout. They do have those. Like, say all of a sudden your gloves torn or some tape. Like they'll do that too. They'll stop in the middle of a round, timeout. You know, get the timekeeper to. Because, you know, he let that fucking tape hang off his wrist for a round, whoever the ref was, which bothered me too, because I've had my eye cut, not like bleeding cut, but slashed with a piece of tape before. It sucks. You know what I mean? It's like that tape gets wet too, and it's a cloth tape. So just they swing and miss, and the tape swings by and just catches you in the eye. Oh, it sucks. It's the worst kind of.
You can see why they take the tape off, but that blinds you. That cut. Fucking blind.
Oh, wicked kind. Oh, yeah, big time.
You get a wet bit. You get a wet bit of tape, mate. Wet bit of tape, whack you in the right place. You lose an eye, mate. So you can see why. Yeah. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Gamboa had no business in a boxing ring. No business whatsoever.
Like all the other Cubans who came up in that time, man, he owes a ton of money, dude. Ton of money. He made a bunch of fucking bad decisions. And
yeah, that's the problem with these dudes, man. They get themselves in these depths, and then look, when you're dealing with somebody his job is to get you into a country, whether it's illegal or through fake document, whatever the case may be, you don't want to fuck with those people. They're like, they're obviously, you don't need to like see them in action to understand that, hey, if I'm willing to do this for you, I could really fuck you up.
If you're going to go and do that, right? If you're going to go through all that and put yourself through that sort of danger to get to America, when you get there, give it your all, bro. You know, look at the way Lara's gone in the ring.
Fights with your hands down.
Yeah, look at the way Lara's gone in the ring and stunk the joint out, not wanting to throw his hands. I mean, recently he has, because he's got no fucking choice. He can't move no more. He's too old. So he has to stand in the pocket and trade. But when his legs were there, he had no Rigondeaux getting big opportunities, throwing 5-6 punches around, stinking the joint out. Right? Oh, it's all right for the pure sweet science that all these guys seem to like, but that's not entertainment. You know, go out and take your opportunities. You got to take your opportunities, and these Cubans are not doing it. Barthelomew's probably one that he puts on good shows, whether he wins or loses. Barthelomew's quite good. I don't mind him, but a lot of these Cubans.
He kind of came up after those guys. Like I don't think he was even a part of the communist regime like the other guys were. Since Castro died, and they laxed. It's gone more lax, like you know what I mean, back and forth. The other guys were fighting for Team Cuba, and I don't think like Rigondeaux. I just don't think he actually enjoys boxing. I think he was really, really good at it, and you don't have a choice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no bullshit when they you have a choice, but then you wouldn't get anything as the government. They runs everything. So
I think what it was, right? I think what it was, Rigondeaux's a lot older than what we think he is, right? Another thing. When you've done something for so many years, constantly, non-stop, you just get bored of it, Jimmy. You know, you just get bored. No matter what it is, any trade you do, any sort of sport, you just get fed up in the end, just doing the same thing. You lose that spark, and I think that's what Rigondeaux did, just turning up for the money, weren't he? Turn up to take as least damage as possible, get the paycheck. And that was Rigondeaux's problem. I kept hearing about what a great fighter this guy was, but he never proved it. He proved good skills, but he wasn't fighting. That's not fighting to me.
No, well, he's not a fighter. Like, he doesn't go into wars. He doesn't have the heart of a fighter, taking beatings. But no, what happens? They come here, and remember, they're living on $30 a month, the household. So they come here and they're seeing money, and it's being thrown at them. Like any shyster coming up with offers, you're like, you want to invest in this? I'll make it. So they made a lot of bad business decisions. They would sign contracts like counteracted each other. Like they would sign with different promoters. Hey, now also speaking of promoters, is it true Wilder fired Lou DiBella?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I just heard that recently. I'll have to check into that.
I mean, how many managers does he need? How many managers does he need to tell Eddie Hearn, no, we're not taking the fight? I mean,
I know he can thank himself. Yeah.
Look. Deontay Wilder does not need to be paying Lou DiBella and fucking Shelly Finkel. What do you need two promoters for? Then you got Al Heyman taking a piece.
Well, that's
ridiculous,
just it.
mate.
But that's what makes it weird, though, Stu. Right? Because think about it. He didn't pay. Excuse me. He didn't. Which see, this all blows my mind because that means he must have been representing him not just as a promoter. Because in the promoter hat in the PBC world, there's just a promoter for the event, and it only promotes that one event. So you don't have your own promoter. Like Lou DiBella will almost always do Barclays because he's out of New York. But he must have had some separate agreement with Wilder. You know what I mean?
Look,
because
DiBella,
he only gets
Jimmy.
15%. All Heyman promoters get 15%. No matter if the fight's worth 100 million or worth 2 million, they get 15%.
Look, DiBella was there. DiBella's there all DiBella's job was to turn up when the fight was being signed, show his promoter's license, and then leave the room. Had no say in anything. Didn't organise, arrange anything. Didn't sort the venue. Didn't sort the country that it was going to be in. The paychecks, nothing. Just showed his because Al Heyman is obviously not a promoter. That's all he's there for. Why would Wilder need two people to do that job?
Exactly. Well, it also says I think Wilder's starting to get a little pissed because he's realizing now maybe they had that conversation with them. Remember we talked about the last time? I said somebody's eventually gonna have to say, "Dude, we're not gonna be able to pay you $20 million again to beat up a nobody." You know what I mean? After Fury, that is. I mean, well, now that did you? Oh, what? Also, he signed that Fury fight got signed right away because who else was he going to fight? He was never going to. Nobody wants to take a step backwards money wise once you're fighting. You know what I mean? And his last two checks.
This is the problem. This is the problem with the Zone got. The Zone got. Al Heyman had that when he first started the PBC. He was paying the likes of Luis Collazo. He was paying the likes of him $2 million to fight. And fighters are not going to want less next time, are they? It's like when you go to work, they start pay you a wage. You're not going to go the next week for less money, are you? So that's the problem you got when you overpay these fighters too early. And I think the Zone have got that problem now. They're paying these guys like Devin Haley. Devin Haley's making $1 million, I believe, he made for that fight. Fucking good money for a young kid. I mean, he's going to want that at least in his next fight. There's no 500 grand's coming Devin Haney's way. So that's the problem you've got when you start paying these young fighters or any fighter too much at the start. You can obviously stuck with a big payments.
Hey,
like Joshua, you ain't going to get like that 50 million offer that Wilder offered Joshua a few years ago. Looks like peanuts now compared to what he made in Saudi Arabia. You know.
And speaking of Haney, at this point, I don't know if I would think Haney would beat definitely that version of Davis who showed up last night. Fucking Haney, even fucking the tall Brit right now, I bet you would fucking give him fits. You know what I mean? I can't remember his name.
Eddie Hearn is doing Devin Haney no favours at all by sitting there calling in the next Floyd Mayweather when he's proved nothing. That, like I said, that belt was. The postman gave him that belt. It was sent through the post. He's not. It's not his fault, and I expect him to take the belt. You're not going to say, "No, I don't want it." Of course, you're going to take the belt, but he's got to prove himself to be a champion. He's got no decent names on his resume yet. He's still a young guy, but I believe the talent's there. I really do. I think this kid can be something special. But Eddie Hearn's doing him no favours by hyping him up, and he's going to fall down very quickly. And like I said, these young guys, they start to believe their own hype. They start to believe they're invincible because Eddie Hearn told them so. And then before
when you're young, man, you believe.
In the deep end.
When you're young, you're very impressionable. You actually start believing these things, and it's like, look, the brain of a 22-year-old cannot match the brain of a 30-year-old experienced man. Just it amazes me that I gotta like tell people this. I'm talking about not your average fighter. I'm talking about a fighter who's above average. This is a guy who's really good. He's experienced. You need time to beat a guy like that. That guy will fuck you up. That guy will beat your ass. He will take you into deep waters. You don't have a choice. You're going into deep water. Okay?
I mean, listen. Eddie Hearn, The first thing Hearn did was try and push Lomachenko onto Devin Haney. That's a bad move, isn't it? Recognise?
Of course it is. You've got to spark. Listen. This is the two things. The two things that you got to hope happen. Okay, off the bat, you got to hope that he sparks him out, and there is no comeback. If not, that's it. It's over.
I've seen it so many times when young fighters lose their O. That desire goes with it. A lot of it. A lot goes. Their form goes. Their confidence, and before you know it, the losses just keep rolling up. And before you know it, they're 4 or 5 losses before you've even blinked. I've seen it happening with careers where one guy, he looks invincible. He has one bad night at the office, confidence shot to pieces, and he never gets it back. Look at David Price. Everyone was tipping David Price to be the next heavyweight champion of the world, believe it. As soon as he went in there with Tony Thompson, a gatekeeper, you know, he got found out and never ever got that confidence back. Always looked a nervous wreck after that, didn't he? And that's what boxing does to you, man. The defeat boxing's a mental game. It's physical,
You
obviously
sound like
helps.
one of the old timers, man. You sound like one of the old timers from the gym, man. They used to say that all the time. Ouchie McGinnis, that was his famous thing.
Yeah.
He said he would say that he would reference it by saying, oh yeah, no, that kid's mane's turned blonde. He would say it all the time because in the wild and in lions, once a fucking male lion loses a fight, gets beat up by the males, his fucking mane turns from a dark brown to it goes light, and it's their hormone levels literally change. And he would say it all the time. It's a psychological thing, especially in the pros, not so much, but in the amateurs, man, you get that mental thing when you're fighting a kid who's already beat you once. Having that knowledge you beat somebody, having that win. And if it's a real win, not a fucking gift decision.
The thing is, though,
you know what I mean?
these trainers, that's what I've got an old school way of thinking because that's what I was brought up in, old school boxing. I mean, just a Rocky analogy here. I mean, the American fighters of today, you know, Rocky III, when he was training there, taking the pictures in that nice little gymnasium, everything's sweet, the girls are everywhere. They're training like that now. But what they need to be doing, like the old school American fighters, you know, when Apollo Creed took him to that fucking gym, where it was like a sweat hole, wasn't it? But that's when America had all the best fighters, when they were fighting out at gyms like that, the Kronk gym and all them.
Exactly, Kronk gym was a shithole, just like
exactly. But these fighters are entitled now. They're spoiled. They've got everything. Like I said, they've got air conditioning in there and all sorts. Bring back the old school way, mate.
Can I just thank Chris K for his contribution? He says he tried donating $100,000, but it crashed. The server crashed. We understand you, so thank you for the contribution.
It broke down the super chat. That's what happened.
Exactly. Wow.
I'm sorry if I keep mentioning David Price, but he's the perfect guy to bring up when you're talking about a joke. I mean, let's be real.
Mental fighter.
It's just, especially when you're talking about mental warfare in boxing, David Price is the perfect guy to bring up, really, because he just folds mentally. And the energy that guy loses before he's even stepped in the ring. I mean, his tank's empty the time he even steps over the ring. Just nervous energy. Just looks a mess, doesn't it? It's just embarrassing to watch. So that's why I keep mentioning him. Or I don't want to keep going back to Michael Spinks. If you want to talk about that when he fought with Tyson, I want to keep talk about that if you want. What is it? What was it? 1 minute silence or something?
That was for David Price.
Yeah.
That's.
Sorry, I was muted.
I'll tell you what, we'll be having one for him soon if he keeps getting in the boxing ring.
Hey, what happened to Johnny Boy, man? Is he calling anymore, or is he on suspension?
No, he's in day camp.
What's that?
Oh yeah, he's
in day camp. He's you know, doing what they call that for the kids that's in that's not at school. He's helping them out.
Incarcerated.
The rumor is that he's hiding from the Genovese family. They're looking for him.
He's in witness protection.
He took some coke and hasn't paid him back for it.
No, Jimmy, he's at Male University for a week or something.
Few days. Just for a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. No shit, man.
I don't mean to spill his stuff out, but yeah.
Well, he said it publicly anyways, right?
Yeah, he's in day camp.
During the holidays too, huh? How's your Christmas breakfast at fucking Christmas lunch at 10:35?
What's the lunch like?
a.m.
What's the lunch
What's
like?
that? Oh, well,
yeah.
depends on if your county would suck, but if you're doing state, they would take care of the guys, especially then back in the day. They would get even back sometimes even order Chinese for them.
Yeah, he's doing it local. I think it was just a local thing.
One hitter in
Yeah,
the chat. Carry on talking. Carry on rambling nonsense. One hitter in the chat. I'm going to do a whole show on David Price. I'm going to read his resume out. Talk about his amateur career. Just to wind you up, man. A good 2-hour show, isn't it, Butcho?
The David Price special.
The David Price show.
But Buccio, honestly, what they would have would be 2 slices of turkey loaf. Like it's like that. They just take everything and they mash it into a loaf, and then so there's little bone chips in it, and they would have powdered potatoes, something that is just its nastiest smelling shit for stuffing, and gravy, and fruit. But they try not to give the guys fruit too much because that's what they make the fucking booze out of. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
they don't like to give up. I mean, they have fruit in the calf, but they're always catching the guys leaving with oranges. You know, anything. They always try to grab the fruit because that's what you make. Just booze, man. That's I mean, fruit, and you throw a shit ton of packages of sugar, and they take bread and they roll it up into little balls, and they throw it in for yeast, and they stuff it in a garbage bag and put it up somewhere and let it turn to fucking shit that gives you the worst headache that you've ever. I mean, people say do us like having you had a vice, but they'll kill for it.
What are we talking about now? Fucking
Christmas in Mill University.
Christmas in jail, yeah. Christmas
Right.
in jail.
Oh right,
so that
yeah.
would be,
That's
and he would be getting
one
that
place
at
I don't want to be
10:30.
spending my Christmas. That's
We
what.
got a phone call.
What?
We got a phone call.
You gotta stop
219. You're
past- oh.
sorry. 219. You're on the air. He's been waiting. 219.
219.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. 219.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yep. Go ahead.
I got
Fire
a
in the hole.
question for you guys. Do you think that Davis fighting Gamboa proved anything? Because to me, it seemed like just another way to fight for boxing. I mean, Gamboa hasn't really been a major player, even before he got knocked out by Crawford. So I just kind of think Davis is a bit of a hype right now. That's my opinion. Coming from close to Davis's hometown in America.
Just kind of.
I think it was a black eye to boxing.
Whoa.
Listen, I think the kid's exciting, Davis. He's a fucking cracks. He comes to fight. He wants to put on a show, but his outside the ring and his disrespect for his profession is now bleeding over big time. He threw 15 punches in some rounds. In one round, I think he only threw 11 punches. I mean,
Yeah,
for
that's
135 pounds, that's
not acceptable.
disgusting. No,
that's not
acceptable
acceptable
at
for a
all.
heavyweight. 11
No,
punches around is
exactly.
not acceptable for a heavyweight, Jimmy. Never mind a 135 pounder.
That was a joke. Listen, he was in there against a 38-year-old shell of fucking that kid Gamboa, who was on a bad fucking wheel and didn't want to be there. Was looking for a way out. Listen, the second round, that ref was ready to stop it. Gamboa caught. I mean, all he had to do was just piece him up. He throws everything with the same speed, everything at the same. So what happens? It's not just that you lose power on your punches. Believe it or not, I mean, if you guys fought and boxed, you would know. Like, and I'm sure you guys even spotted would know this. No matter how hard somebody hits, unless they knock you out, you're still getting hit, right? But if you get hit that same heavy boom, boom every time, it's bizarre. You get almost used to it. It's
Exactly.
He doesn't change. He doesn't change the pace upon his punches.
No, never.
Very methodical. But do you know what the problem is with Jimmy? It's because he's stuck in that gear. You know, that second, third gear where that's all he needed to fight these bums. He's stuck there now. He's trying to change the gear and the gearbox is stuck. He can't up the gears. So everything's at one pace. And that's why he's going to get found out. You think that one pace shit's going to work against Lomachenko? Not in a million years.
Oh, my God.
Teofimo Lopez, if he sits in the pocket throwing them wide shots against Teofimo Lopez, I'm telling you now, Teofimo Lopez knocks him cold. Knocks him out cold.
The collar.
Luke Campbell can Luke Campbell can box him from range. The way he fought yesterday, I still think Tank could get to Luke in the end. I still probably pick Tank to win that one, but Luke Campbell could make that a horrible night for him. It really could. It could be a hard night's work for.
If Tank doesn't knock out Luke Campbell, he gets beat.
Yeah,
he loses the fight.
If he shows up to fight Luke Campbell in anywhere near the shape he showed up last night, Campbell fucking works him. He would work that kid. Listen, I can't stress enough how fucking bad Gamboa is, how slow he is, how fucking you could see his punches coming, and he was catching fucking Tank, who has zero head movement. He's so focused on the fucking ESPN knockout, the fucking Instagram knockout, and his fucking 2 million followers on social media that knucklehead Ronaldo was talking about. Thank God. I mean, Paulie, for all his bullshit, was calling. He's like, this is ridiculous. This kid's too good for this. He's embarrassing himself. And Paulie's like, listen, this kid, he's fighting a 38-year-old shell of a man on a bad fucking gimp. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
on a bad
Stephanie.
leg. You don't even want to be there.
Stephanie in the chat, man. Stephanie in the chat. I mean, glad to have the females on. It's always nice to see the females interested in boxing. But yeah, talking absolute nonsense. If you think this guy's the next Floyd Mayweather, he's going to be the biggest earner in boxing according to you. I mean, he's got a long way to go. I mean, fight someone with a pulse could be a good start. I mean, listen, he's still young. It can happen. But we're in an era now where second-rate fights are not going to work with the boxing fans. We're not going to buy that shit no more. Floyd got away with it. It worked just at the right time for him, but it's not going to happen with Tank. Tank's going to have to do supersonic stuff in a boxing ring to get anywhere near Floyd Mayweather, and I can assure you Tank's got no intention of that. Tank's going to get found out very quickly because he doesn't want it. He's got the talent, he's got the skills, and he could go on to become a very good fighter, but he doesn't want it. And when you don't want it in this sport...
And they're polar opposites. Floyd Mayweather, for all his other faults, is probably the hottest training fucking fighter in modern history. Listen, that dude bled training. I've heard crazy war stories of his training. I mean, crazy fucking 30 rounds, 3 fighters around. Like, he really trained like a motherfucker. The complete opposite. Why do you think Tank ran the fuck out of Vegas? 2 separate times he was moved out there. 2 separate times when they had their big blowouts. It was over that. He's like, nah, man, I don't live like this. I want to live. And you saw him by Thanksgiving. The dude looked like, right after fucking the summer. Remember, his girl was taking videos of him going, look at you, you fat pig. You look pregnant. Fighters.
Yes, I saw this video.
Remember
she called
that?
him
Video
fat
was,
pig.
oh, it was terrible. Called him a fat pig.
That's a sign, Jimmy. That's a sign of a guy that's not even ticking over in the gym. Once the fight's over, he's not even entering the gym until he gets his next fight.
When you saw a video of a woman disrespecting Lomachenko, Teofimo, even Haney, you see, this is what I'm trying to talk about. Look, he's cool for your world. Like, the people that like him, he's cool for that world. But in reality, he's not a man. Like, I'm not saying he can't be. I'm not saying he can't be a man, but until he takes himself serious. When a woman calls you a fat pig, bro, and you making love to this woman, she don't respect you. So the woman in bed don't respect you. Me as a man, as your opponent.
I'm not even a fighter,
Hold on, let me finish this real quick. Real quick. So me as a man, as your opponent, I'm supposed to have some fear for you when the woman that you're laying pipe on doesn't respect you. Get the fuck out of here, man. What world do you guys live in?
And you know what, right? You saying that, you got a point, because that's how women think. Because the other night, my missus said to me, for your age, you keep yourself in quite good shape. And I'm not even a fighter. I'm not a fighter. I don't get paid millions of dollars to beat people up. I'm just an average guy. And if I can keep myself in shape, and I'm a lot older than Tank, there's no excuse for this guy to be blowing up, man. There's no excuse. And this is full of its water, alcohol, I should think. Don't be surprised if he's having a few fucking cheeky Colombians with Errol Spence and Browner.
Yeah, dude, it's the fucking booze, it's the coke, it's the partying.
Yeah, of course it is.
You don't go out and party with rappers and live that world unless you're doing rails. Them motherfuckers are up all night. He's partying, probably drinking fucking lean. Get out. He's so caught up in that world because he's got that fucking societal fame in that world right now. He's living it up. He's eating it up. But you can't. He pulls up in that fucking car last night that, I forget what it was. You know what I mean? But, like, imagine being a fucking investor at Waddell and Reed knowing that fucking Ivy League lost over $500 million and you see this kid pulling up, driving $1 million car who just fought 30 cans, about to show up and beat up a 38-year-old guy, but he didn't do it.
Wow. Yeah.
Listen, I heard he was partying right up until just a couple of weeks ago. Hard, too.
The thing is,
I didn't hear it. It was on Instagram.
How long are we going to keep calling these guys young guys? They've been around forever now, and they're not moving forward for me. When you look at the way the Eastern Europeans are getting pushed forward, I mean, they come to America and they're shoved in the deep end after 2 or 3 fights.
Dude, it's been 3 years since he fought Pedraza. 3 years. That's insane. He's 3 years since he's fought a top 10 opponent.
I mean,
And he's missed
Charlo.
weight, or just almost missed weight every single time.
Look
You know what I
at
mean?
all
Remember,
them
he missed-
monsters in that middleweight division. Charlo's fighting everyone but the monsters.
Go down the line. Look what Hurd's doing. And I'm a big Hurd fan, man. And I'm like so devastated by his fucking maneuver. He bails out on the fucking rematch to drag up that 147-pound Chinny kid Santana, who's been knocked out 4 of his last 7 fights.
What fight are you talking about? What fight are you talking about?
Jared Hurd's fighting Santana, the kid who used to be
What,
at
Jared? Is Jared Hurd with Eddie Hearn there?
No, Hurd's with the PBC.
Okay.
And so was in J-Rock, and they were supposed to remember that. That was like one of the fight of the year last year, and they were supposed to play it back. And then it was injuries, and then this bullshit that he was saying he couldn't make weight. But no, and that's what adds salt to the fucking injury. It'd be a different story if Hurd was bumping up to 160, saying I just can't hang at 154 anymore. But the fact that he's staying at 154 and dragging up Santana, a kid from welterweight who's been knocked out, is just it's egregious.
If El Heyman gave a shit about boxing, he would have put Hurd and Charlo in there. Jamel Charlo. That fight would have happened
Good
already.
point.
He don't care about boxing, man. He cares
Not
about
at all.
reaching these young fighters until they've got nothing left, and then he's going to cash out on them. That's what he's waiting for, the big one. He's waiting for him to fucking be half finished before he cashes out on them. That's what he's
We
doing.
have short memories because we're boxing fans, right? But how long has it been? The fucking PBC started it'll be 5 years in May. What has he done with all those fighters?
And they're still boring.
You know what I mean? Rusty, fucking stagnated fighters. And you're going to have more time to get in trouble and party when you're only fighting once or twice a year, man. They don't live a fighter's lifestyle. Kids that age should be fighting.
They live in
4 or 5
social
times a
media
year.
world. These dudes live in the world of social media of, yo, this party, yo, come through, let's shine on the. And by the time they cash their fight check, I think if I'm being nice, I'm being conservative. By 3 months, and that's just being conservative, I bet you they're like broke. They're in the negatives. I don't think these guys save their money. I really don't. I don't think they save any money. I think they blow it.
Half of them are fighting to pay their last bill. You know what I mean? They get it, they blow that, and then they owe money. Then they're forever playing catch up too. Some of them.
Yeah. They gotta worry about making little extra money on the side just to stay afloat. You know, and however they're doing that, you know, you can take a guess.
You know what though? Because I just shit on Davison's lifestyle. I want to give props to one American fighter, Prograis. I'll tell you, the more I see about that kid, nothing to do about boy, just how he handles his life as a man. Every time I see him, he's with his kids. I'm sorry, what's up, bro?
Just say I'm a big fan of Regis Prograis. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, dude. And
Listen, mate. He
All right,
showed
I was gonna say real quick.
coming to England, mate. He showed a lot of courage because a lot of fighters over there would do that.
No, exactly. And you know what he did for Christmas, dude? And it was like, and I watched the video. It was he put it up on YouTube. He fucking bought his mom a house. She never owned a house before. He had all his kids there. She just thought she was at any house, and she was opening up, and he put in like 30 boxes, and it finally got down to the smallest box, and it was a key to his house. But anyways, he's a class act.
That's
He's always with his kids. You know what I mean? You never see him out getting drunk. Anytime you see him on video or you see a fucking Instagram page, he's with his boys at the park. You know what I mean? Or doing something with his kids.
You know, I
He
hate
talks about that all the time.
I hate when a guy like
Broner, Jimmy. Prograis is the sort of guy that will actually. That loss has not hurt him. I think it's actually built his profile up. Like the big fight's still there for him because that fight could have gone either way for me. Very, very close.
I agree with that. That fight was very close.
Josh Taylor is a lot of people's eyes. Josh Taylor's a pound for pound fighter, and if Regis Prograis is going tooth and nail with him, shows me something that Regis Prograis is the real deal. I think someone's going to turn up, fight Regis Prograis, think that he's there for the taking because he lost to Josh Taylor. They're going to
get fucked up. Yeah, they're going to come in with the wrong mindset, and they're going to get their ass.
Yeah, they are.
Hey guys,
he's the prime example how a
I still
loss
pick him
doesn't
to
hurt
beat
your
Ramirez.
career.
I pick Prograis to beat Ramirez. I still do.
Guys,
He
we
could
have a
beat
phone
him.
call. We have a phone call,
Yeah.
and I want to thank Medardo Garcia for his contribution. He says that they're all going to end up like Adrian Broner. Hopefully not. But let's take the phone call here. 510, you're on the air. 510.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross Clark 222, the most undefeated in boxing debates. Y'all heard me in boxing debates. I'm undefeated. What y'all talking about tonight?
Tank
Is this
Fadas
Roscoe?
Davis. Yeah.
Oh shit! I haven't
what's up,
heard from him in a
Recognize?
long time. Where you been?
Yeah,
You got to be
I've been
about what
around,
you
man.
got to be about
know,
64 and
it's
0 now, aren't
YouTube.
you, Rascal?
Yeah, you're like 50. You're like
YouTube
65 and
64 and 0.
YouTube boxing community is so dead. I'm not really interested in it anymore.
But you haven't called in. I haven't heard from you in a long time.
I called in about last week.
I thought Precise kidnapped you. That's what I thought. I'm messing with you.
Nah. You got to be a man. You got to be. He gonna have like a whole army brigade to do that. He can't do it by himself. I'll break his jaw, straight up.
All right, what do you think
I'll
about
break his jaw.
Tank Davis against Gamboa? Your thoughts?
Okay, first of all, let me make 2 points real quick. One, Tank Davis is very exciting to watch. We can't take that away from him. And the boy got skills. And he's young. He's only 25 years old. He has so much room to grow. So we don't know how good he's going to get until he continues to step up in competition. But right now, from what I'm seeing as far as excitement, I'd rather watch Tank Davis than Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Than Shakur Stevenson. Only because he's more exciting to watch. You get what I'm saying? He's exciting.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would disagree with that.
I could see that. I could see
all of us, and I'm sure all of us, is in the same boat. I think all of us being Lomachenko fans, we kind of take that away from Tank Davis because we want to see Lomachenko beat his ass so bad because we know he could beat him. We want to see it so bad that we're not looking at the big picture of you know what? If we take Lomachenko out of the equation, Tank Davis is exciting to watch. He come in there to fight. He want to take your head off, and he want to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think the problem is, Rascal, the problem is Tank's looking excited doing it against. He's looking excited doing it against chumps. Yeah. I want to see him looking excited doing it against world-class fighters, like Lomachenko's doing. That's the difference.
Well, and that's the thing. It's time for him now to make that step. He fought his bums already. He did the bum thing now. Now let's see if he could move forward and start stepping up in competition. Let's see if Floyd Mayweather allows him to do that. Because I don't think it's the fighter itself. I think it's Floyd Mayweather and his team that is making Tank Davis take these certain steps. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to preserve him. Because that's how Floyd.
I agree with that. It's not Davis. Of course, it's not Mayweather. Mayweather's not doing the job for him.
There are some fighters.
Floyd's milking that guy as long as he can because he knows once if Tank goes in there with Lomachenko and gets a schooling of his life, there's no way back for him as a brand. He'll always be remembered as the guy that got schooled by Lomachenko. So Floyd's taking his.
It's a money thing.
It's a money thing.
Yeah. It's all about money.
It's a money thing. Floyd's getting what he can out of this guy. The longer he keeps fighting these chumps, the more fights he the more money Floyd makes. He keeps getting his 10, 15%, whatever.
But if you wanted to make him a star, even if
I don't think he believes in him, though.
I think a kid like that.
He doesn't believe in him, recognised. He never has done. What was the first thing he said when he was asked about the Loma fight? No, he's not ready for that. That was his own his own promoter saying that. He doesn't believe in.
And he was world champion. Imagine actually saying your world champion fighter isn't ready for somebody.
That would be. It would be nice. It would be nice for Tank to say, "Yo, chill out, bro." Like right on camera. I would. I know I would. I don't give a fuck who Floyd is. I'd be like, "Yo, chill out with that, man. Don't talk to me like that. I'm ready to fight Loma."
Yeah.
That's that. No, I would tell him. I would say, "Don't talk for me like that. Don't fucking downplay me in public." That's what he's doing. He's downplaying him in public.
Well, he's a father.
And I'm sure that
technically
Tank doesn't really like that.
Oh, man, it was embarrassing. It was totally embarrassing watching him in the build-up when he came over to the UK to fight Liam Walsh. Floyd just took over. I mean, Floyd was even getting in beefs with Ahara Davis and all sorts. And Tank was just in the background waiting for his ice cream.
Horrible.
Just an absolute joke it was. I mean,
that was horrible.
And you wonder why. I mean, Tank just doesn't have any confidence around Floyd. It's like he's looking at Floyd. When he's speaking, watch Tank speak when he speaks. He's looking at Floyd saying, "I'm allowed to say this." He needs to get rid of Floyd.
He looks like he wants to punch Floyd in the face sometimes. I've been looking at him.
Best movie he could ever do was would be to get rid of Floyd and sign with Eddie Howe.
Let me make my second point before I go, guys. Let me make my second point before I go, please.
Go ahead.
Go.
My second point is even though Gamboa was trying to find a way out of the fight,
and somehow his corner convinced him, and then the fighter within him said, you know what, I'm not gonna quit, I'm gonna keep going. Had he not had the ankle injury, that fight would have been even more competitive. So watching that fight showed me that Tank Davis has a lot more to go. Like, he needs way more time to develop, because there's no way in hell he was going to be ready for Lomachenko in 2020. I'm sorry. I know we all want to see it, but after what I saw last night, listen, Gamboa he had no answer for the uppercut. The same uppercut that the kid was throwing all night. Do you guys think that Lomachenko would fall for anything like that? No, he's going to take that shit away. He's going to take that shit
Gamboa
away.
Too old to get out of the way from it, mate. Saw it coming, just couldn't get out of the way. And very dangerous game. Very dangerous game.
Right.
When you're in boxing, you can see punches coming, you can't get out of the way of them. All right, the ones that you don't see, fair enough. You got caught with a good shot. You know, you got slept. But when you're seeing them, and you still can't get out of the way, still can't block them or brace for them. I mean, it's big trouble then. He's an old man in there, had no business in there. And Tank Davis is not going to improve fighting guys like Gamboa, who's bringing nothing to the table.
No, he won't.
That's
won't
just
improve.
facts.
But Gamboa was in a position to get caught in with the uppercut. He was right there in the pocket at an angle where he's right where you could just throw the uppercut. He was there for it. So I feel like, first of all, Tank Davis didn't learn anything in this fight other than he got to step up his endurance game, because he was tired. And that's the reason why those 2 or 3 rounds he wasn't throwing any punches towards the end. That's the reason. He's lucky that boy was 38 years old, because had that boy not been 38 years old, it would have been a different fight. I'm not saying he would have won, but it would have been a different fight.
And you know what's fucked up? The one-footed 38-year-old was the only one setting traps. Like, a lot of those times it looked like he was ready for the uppercut. You could see him, he was kind of in that position. He waiting, and that's when he would try to three-piece.
Yep.
He got him a few times with it.
Yep. That's a fact. Yep.
Anything
anyway,
else?
Man, I just wanted to call. I enjoyed the fight. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a few dudes in the chat room that's sucking each other's dick in my garage. I gotta kick them out and put their mamas on their way over here. So I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, brother.
All right, take care, man.
All right, peace, man. Take care.
All right. Interesting call. That's Rasclot. I think he's at 64-0 now in debates.
Yeah, he's got a fucking Chavez senior record going on, hasn't he?
But anyways,
Rasclot's always a good call. It's always good to have Rasclot on. Vinny as well. Jackson. Where's Jackson today? We need a bit of Jackson.
But I was gonna say to Davis's defense, he's still talented enough where he wouldn't fight the way he fought against Gamboa, against like Lomachenko, even Lopez. He's smart enough, or Brickheltz. He's smart enough that he would obviously, I would imagine, keep his hands up and try to do something different. But right now, I wouldn't. He needs. How does he step up? Who does he go from Gamboa? Like, what's the next thing? Because right now, if I was in his people, I wouldn't want to put him against Brickheltz. I wouldn't want him definitely not against Lomachenko or Lopez.
Robert Easter Jr.
Right? It would have to be someone like that. You will be, because he won't be fucking it won't even be Haney, because he'd be just right too quick for him right now.
And I think Easter's height might give him some problems too.
But Easter always fucks up and always fights, like when he fights shorter guys, he gets down, he puts himself in. Remember, like every time he fights people, he kind of ends up crouching down, gives him that shot advantage. I might think, he's done that a bunch of times.
Like when he fought Fortuna.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that weirdo? That kid had that funky hair color, right? But the other dude would always have weird cut.
Yeah, he's a nut though. That guy's a nut for real. He's a crazy dude. Fortuna.
Oh yeah, man. I'm boxing now. It's actually tame now, man. I'm from the fucking day Camacho. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it.
What is it with boxing fans that try to get at me? What is it with the boxing fans in the chat that tried to get? Oh, I know. I'll get Stewart. I'll mention Ricky Hatton getting knocked out. Like I give a shit that Ricky Hatton got knocked out.
Wow.
Who cares?
Yeah, because that happened last year.
He's gonna, there's no coming back for Stu after that one. Ricky Hatton, get out of here, you fannies, man. I don't care about Ricky Hatton. He's a bum. Fucking look at the way. Oh man, Ricky, it was embarrassing. It was an embarrassment against Pacquiao, man. Just got slept. That's what happens when you don't train properly. You eat and you become a slob, and you do cocaine and drink alcohol and think you're a comedian instead of being a boxer. Exactly, he got what he deserved. So you can mention that name all you like to me. I'm fair down the middle, mate. Doesn't matter what your nationality is. If I think you're fucking cutting corners and not doing boxing good, then I'll say Ricky Hatton was a disgrace to boxing at times. And his fans are even worse. That fucking ruined Ricky Hatton. Yeah, good job.
Oh,
He's
you
only
were
one.
sing.
I
You were
can only
saying that
handle
shit.
There's only
Stu, you were singing
one.
that shit. Don't bullshit us.
Fucking, I don't mind once in a while, but not every fucking 20, 30 seconds. I was get out of it. I know there's only one. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out in a minute.
Yeah, that Pacquiao was the Pacquiao fight was the end of him.
Oh, for sure.
And you could tell because he didn't even belong in the ring with Pacquiao. Like, look, say what you want. He fought Floyd and he got stopped in the end, but he belonged in the ring with Floyd. He didn't belong in the ring with Pacquiao, like at all.
Well, didn't he admit he was doing cocaine like just a week before the fight?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that's not. Listen, you'll say anything once you get knocked out, right? Like when you get embarrassed,
But I
you'll
mean,
be like, "Hey, listen,
wasn't he
man,
like
I had the
famous
flu.
for that?
Heroin.
Didn't he go to?
I think I even had AIDS, you know, and it went away.
Yeah.
He hit me so hard, he knocked my AIDS away.
Yeah.
No, it's true. But
I mean, after these fighters get bloody nose through cocaine damage, not even through punches these days. I mean, they're all on it, aren't they? They're all fucking coked up.
Dude,
when...
hey, Stu, I've been in a fight where I'm fucking drunk and high out of my ass, and I did really good.
I remember I got jumped one time, right?
The drunken master.
We were celebrating. So my mate gave me a little bit. I don't have it all a lot, but I do it when it's a celebration. I might have one here and then. I had some good fucking stuff. I don't know where he must have got that from fucking Bolivia or somewhere, because it certainly weren't the UK stuff. But it was good stuff. I remember it all kicked off in this. About 10 people jumped me, and I don't remember much about it. I was just fighting back, and they all jumped up off me. They must have thought I was crazy or something, because I took the shots, innit? And even the copper, when I got arrested, they were saying to me, "Oh, we checked the CCTV." And they go, "Must say, mate, you got a very good chin. You took some good shots." I reckon it was that fucking Bolivian that kept me awake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're drunk, I don't know. You can take punishment.
Yeah, because if you're drunk, mate, if you're drunk,
muscles.
But if you're drunk, you actually get slept easier when you're drunk. You got to be quiet. I don't know what it was, but they all backed. I think because they was laying into me, and because they was laying into me, I was just eating up the shots. I was like Gennady Golovkin, mate. I was eating the shots up, right? And I think they all backed up like shit the cell sort of thing. And then I just made out I was Bruce Banner, and then it all, like I said, it all got broke up. And then when I went into the interview room, the copper said, "You got a good chin, mate." But that was a Bolivian. That was a Bolivian. I reckon I'd have been asleep if I hadn't had that.
Yeah, it's definitely the cocaine. It gives you adrenaline, keeps you you don't feel pain when in a fight, in the middle of the fight, because you're adrenaline. So that's what it does. It just kicks your adrenaline up to fucking crazy levels.
Yep.
PCP.
Well, PCP just makes you fucking insane. You just jump off a building because you think you can fly.
Yeah.
That's just ugly. Get wet because your brain thinks it's just gross.
But that's the problem. But that's the problem going out into the towns now, Jimmy. You got these fucking guys. They're all coked up, steroid up, and they're all on steroids, coked up, and drinking alcohol as well. It's a terrible mixture, and they all think they're fucking superhuman, don't they? When they're on that stuff. So, and that's where all the fights start, and all the. So you go, especially where I live, you can't go out with something kicking off. There's always something kicking off. Someone getting beat up and stuff, But even I know a doorman. He said the problem is that they're all on coke, they're all on steroids and coke. It's a bad mixture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Terrible.
Can be good. All right, guys, we're gonna end the show. But I want to thank you all for joining us. Great discussion. And check out the Second Renaissance. We're gonna be doing some shows over there. We're actually going to really focus on Second Renaissance, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, Mr. BDA. Can't wait either. All right, guys. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for joining us in the chat, in the panel. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Have a good night. Peace out. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. Quick shout out in the chat. The Fight Scout, Nes Mendoza, Jonathan Morrison, The Box, Nes Mendoza, yes. Gerson Medina, T-Tone, Toledo, 1965. Who else do we have here? Luke Peterson, Medrado Garcia, Chris K. Thank you for the contributions. Brandon White also, and of course, Recognize the Matrix. And
Yeah,
Guru
Recognize
Guru
has been fucking selling them DVDs quick.
I know. And Guru never.
John Morrison in the chat. What I mean by terrible mixture is obviously you've not done steroids. I haven't either, but I've seen it. If you're a steroid user and you take cocaine and go and drink on a night out, the mixture is about, like Jimmy will tell you, he knows about that stuff. It makes you fucking angry. It makes you think you're something you're not. And before you know it, you're getting hurt or you're hurting someone. That's what I meant by that. But I have to explain things in this chat, don't you? Not an IQ between them, is there?
Oh God. Yeah. Still don't bother with the chat. Some of these guys, let's be honest.
No, I'm only kidding, but I'm just putting him right because that's what I meant by that. That's what a lot of it's tongue in cheek when I get stuck into the chat. They get stuck into me, I get stuck into them.
Yeah. He's having some fun, people.
And I'm trying to claim my title as well, Butcher. I want my title for the biggest rivalry. I'm miles ahead at the moment, so I don't.
Oh yeah, you won that shit. You won that shit.
Yeah, I must have done.
We still don't know if you're going to be panelist of the year.
Yeah, I mean, looking good. I'm quite surprised about the amount of people I upset. I thought I'd be bottom of that pile.
Yeah.
But hey.
Well,
they know talent when they see it. I suppose
see.
the BDA crew know talent when they see it. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank God.
Prepare your speech.
I want to thank King Butcho, BDA. Commiserations to Recognize. He put up a good fight.
So it's going to be like the Academy
Awards. That's my
Awards.
speech, by the way. That's my speech.
All right. Thank the Queen. The Queen of England.
Yeah, I want to thank Her Majesty the Queen as well.
Her brother.
No, not that nod to Prince Andrew.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.